U221 DP Columbus, your home for the Sportsvisions morning show. Sportsvisions 92.1. You're listening to the Sportsvisions morning show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Thursday morning and welcome everybody to another edition of the Sportsvisions morning show. I am Walter and Betty Jones's baby boy, Daryl DJ Jones, Coach Larry Bush, his grandson, the Thrifter, Thrift Barringer. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, DJ. Just making sure I am matching you in every way possible.
Absolutely. You sound like you got a little horse in your throat there. I mean,
yeah, voice is definitely giving out and crashing is happening with Thrift Barringer. So I'm trying to get it through. I don't know. I've never had this happen. You know me and my voice never gives out on me. But
unbelievable.
It is now.
Yep. Also, of course, with us this morning, Richard Holdridge, the guy that does a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a whole lot of sports. Good morning, Richard. How are you?
Good morning, DJ. I guess I didn't get the memo to wear an orange shirt. I was actually hoping I'd be soccer teammates with Thrift this morning.
Well, we didn't need to be a bunch of pumpkins in here today. We just, the black is a great offset, so that's a good deal. Hey, guys, getting closer and closer to the weekend. Obviously, it's Thursday. Throwback Thursday. Good morning. We appreciate the fact that everybody's out there that's listening and tuning in, and, of course, that who will be eventually waking up and tuning in to us. The fact of the matter is we want to say, first and foremost, good morning to everybody out there in Facebook land. We appreciate the fact that you will allow us to help you get your day started. And, of course, we are always excited to talk about sports and what's going on local, regional, and nationally in the world of sports. We are here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to inform, entertain, and educate you on the goings on in the world of sports. And for you folks out there that are watching, and of course, you folks out there listening, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't just tell them, give them the information on how to tune in to catch us on Facebook, to catch us on the radio dial, to catch us, on your smart speakers, our radio app. All of that is out there. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend how they can get on and with us this morning and to hear the radio, the Sportsvisions morning show. And, of course, for all of our wonderful friends out there in WLTC HD2, Sportsvisions 921 land, we love you. But it ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Hello, somebody.
Let's get this party started. Guys, that sounds good. I like it. We got we're getting closer and closer to the high school football season, and I know for a fact that Thrift, you got to make sure that you get your health back to the point of, hey, man, listen. Georgia Alabama Sports Live has it going on. You guys got game after game, schedule after schedule, and the time is ticking away.
It definitely is, man. And it's last night we had about a 2-hour meeting trying to schedule out the whole month of August, which I spent probably me and Rich, 2 hours, 3 hours putting it together, and then you got to organize it on a Google sheet. My brain was hurting, my eyes were hurting. I'm just glad we finally got that done, and here it comes. It starts next Monday.
I'm gonna have to check my bag and see if I got any lozenges. Lozenges. How can I say that?
Lozenges.
Help me. Lozenges. Man, I can't get it out. We got to help Thrift out this morning. That's a little different hearing him. With the hoarse voice. I mean, like you said, it's
never
very
happened.
Rare, very rare.
Never happened to me.
What are you doing different?
For my voice?
No. I mean, what have you done different? I mean, because we tracing all of this back. Because again, you had, you were dehydrated from that trip. So all of this stuff, man, I'm telling you, dude. So officially, we have 2 weeks for you to get yourself up and ready, or 1 week?
I'm going to probably end up calling some games next week as well. So I'm going to need to take it easy on my voice. And I have not been doing that in my personal life. So I need to be careful, make sure I'm not straining it too much. But obviously you're seeing now, don't have much left. But I think I'll be fine by next week. I'll just take it easy.
Well, one thing about it is preseason, and obviously everybody's going into training camps on the front end of things here. You could consider this is still preseason for us. And Thrift, we don't want you to go into camp, wounded. We want you to go in healthy.
Yeah, that's the worst thing to do is going in wounded and then trying to play catch up during the season.
Well, one thing about it is that, Rich, you are the next man up in case, or at least you take the load, let him, I guess, rest his voice, rest his body, get himself together. I know that you're the man for the job.
I appreciate that, DJ. Yeah, Thrift has done a fantastic job training me up for the past couple of months just to step in. Anytime I'm needed, I'm available. just to step in and talk about that schedule. There's a lot of games that I'm calling quite a few games, but we got a pretty good team at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. A lot of eager up and coming broadcasters that want to call games, and that's great to see. When you see some broadcasters that say, "Oh, I want to do this game. I definitely want to do that game." It takes a load off of our plate. Especially with all the games that we got to do in the month of August.
I maybe take.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man,
I know
Griff.
I can't even get it out. It may take a little load off of you, Rich, but always I'm going to be wanting to know what's going on there. So,
I know.
It don't matter who I send to a place. I'm always going to be checking out, making sure it's going good.
All right, guys, let's get on with some sports. Obviously, the Clingstones are in the Gump. They're going to start game 3 of the 6-game series tonight. Now, of course, they lost last night, got shut out, I believe it was. But again, we're going to hopefully win. Hopefully, wish that the Clingstones can get back to their winning ways. And I know that they're tied for 3rd place in the Southern League, Southern Division of the Southern League. And again, we know we got at least 2 of the teams that'll be in the playoffs, but still those 2 spots open, right?
Yep. So 2 spots for 6 teams, and there's 3 in each division that have not made it. Biloxi made it, and who was in the other division? Richard, do you remember?
Oh, that'll be on the other division. It was Knoxville.
Yeah. So in the division the Clingstones are in, it's Pensacola, it is Montgomery, and themselves trying to battle for that last spot.
Yes, indeed. All right, today's guest we have for you, of course, coming up, and the SEC's schedule too is right in front of us, and back by popular demand, guy that we talked to who is actually one of the guys that's interested, or at least one of the guys held responsible for raising money and funds and sponsorship for the SEC, the SEC network. His name is Scott Williams. He's a former University of Georgia football player, and he's also a former National Football League player. Scotty was drafted by the Detroit Lions back in 1985. But since that time, we're talking about athletes and making transitions. Scotty has made a wonderful transition. He's worked for Turner Broadcasting as well, and was a top sales guy in the Turner Sports Group. But he has spent the last 10 years or so with the Southeastern Conference, with the SEC Network, actually with Disney, who owns the company, who owns the SEC Network. That's the Walt Disney Company the big kahuna down in South Florida. They have done an extraordinary job. ESPN and ABC and all of those folks, all those big networks, man, been doing a hell of a job. But talking to Scotty, getting some insight and behind the scene information, Richard, is something. It's next level things. When it's next level thinking when you talk about sports talk shows.
Yeah, you talk about a man with the plan, Scott Williams, and his relationship not only with the SEC network but the conference itself, and having a chance to catch up with Scott at SEC Media Days. I'm always excited just to hear what he's got to say.
Now, as far as Ground Zero, one of the big games, Ground Zero is basically the start of the SEC season, the SEC network and all that they do. And again, I'm starting to see a collection of talent get back together. And again, they have a host of guys. They've made quite a few changes over the last few years, but still maintained a really, really top level with regards to the talent. And when you see, the talent on the SEC network, these are very, very top-notch professionals, a lot of former players that have played the game at the highest level and have come back to share their knowledge as far as analysts, and the wisdom that they give is just priceless, Thrift.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And I love people that are able to give back as they always should, and that's what we do here on Sportsvisions.
So Scott will touch base with us a little bit and help us understand how that mega network operates and how they generate money, and of course, some of the things that are important that you might not even think about. Also, of course, we're going to have an opportunity to talk to the sports director from, he is the sports director over at Girls Inc., but have a camp going on right now, a wonderful leadership camp, basketball and leadership camp over there. Mike Woods is our guest. I had an opportunity to participate, to go over and spend some time with the kids, and man, it's a great, great opportunity that also the Housing Authority has a lot to do with it. The Morehouse School of Medicine and a bunch of others are chipping in to make this possible for the kids. And Mike's going to talk to us about, of course, how the week has gone and some of the other things around it. But I tell you what I did do. I went over there. I know you guys have been in that gym at some point in time, but that wall of fame that they have, I don't think they call it a wall of fame, but it's all the young ladies who have gone through that have been a part of Girls Inc., that particular gym or that particular facility, and have gone on to play college ball, professional ranks. It's a brilliant idea, and I was really impressed because there's a who's list on the wall.
Yeah, no doubt. And when I go in there and I see all the former athletes that have come from Girls Inc., it is unbelievable, man. And the amount of athletes that have gone on pro, it's been awesome.
Absolutely. Jack Patterson, our guy with WRBL, of course, he checks in with us each and every Tuesday and Thursday. And this hump day, he'll be able to, of course, get excited about what we have coming up. I know that Muskogee County's Media Day, high school football Media Day, is Friday. And I know that Jack, and as well as you guys, will have an opportunity to ask questions to all the high school coaches. And I know that some of the players will be accessible as well. But looking forward to that, Richard.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to seeing who's he going to send to Warner Robins today, because we got Phoenix City Little League that's playing Virginia at 7:00. There's a lot of stuff like getting ready for the high school football season, but the other sports, I just kind of curious to see how they're going to cover that as well.
Good deal. And we wish them a lot of luck. I know we hadn't had a whole lot of conversation about them, but obviously, again, we will definitely try to pick that up as we get closer, because as they go further and further, man, obviously this is a great thing. When we talk about representing this area, that team is representing this area, regardless of whether they beat you, whether they eliminated you or not. Again, we get on our soapbox and talk about it all the time when the high schools go down to through the playoffs. And it's the same way with this particular situation. This team from Phoenix City, and what age group is that?
That's 12 and under.
12 and under. So the last time, Thrift, that we had a team to have, what's the furthest that we've had a team to go in the last several years?
I mean, Richard would have a better idea than I would.
Well, 2006, the Northern Little League team won the World Series. 2010, the Northern went to the Little League World Series.
I think we've had something more recent than that got a little bit close.
Harris County in 2022 and 2023 were 2 wins away from the Little League World Series. Northern won District 8 and the state in 2021. So, I mean, we've had several teams in the last couple of years that have gone on to Warner Robins and at least win the first 2 games of the double elimination tournament.
So if they go down to Warner Robins and take care of business, the next step will be
Williamsport.
Wow. We're that close. How many wins? How many games is it going to take?
It's going to take about 5.
5 games.
Because you got all the teams in the Southeast. You've got Virginia, North Carolina, West Virginia, Florida, Tennessee. They always have great Little League teams. In fact, Florida won it last year. So it's going to be a tough bracket, but I know that this team from Alabama can do it, and they start things off with Virginia.
So the bottom line is, this weekend we will know if this team will advance to Williamsport.
I think the championship is next weekend. I got to look at the bracket, but we'll have a better understanding of how far they can get. But it's a double elimination bracket, so the teams have got to all face each other. I'll take a look at the bracket to see when the championship game is.
Okay, I'll say also on our guest list today, Bryson Riggins. And if you've heard that name, or if you haven't heard that name, you want to listen in, you want to lean in, because this is a young man has done some phenomenal work in his first couple of years over at Russell County High School. He is the star quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the state, and as what we'll plan to do, or what we want to do over the next several days before the season opens, is talk to some of the top players that we perceive to be in the league in high school football in the area. And Bryson is going to start off the list today. He had a phenomenal season and performance last year. Oh, yeah. I mean, he had a crazy game. He threw for over 540 yards and 9 touchdowns in one game, guys. Incredible. So it's unbelievable. He's being recruited, and they're doing a wonderful job. But more importantly, Russell County is in a position, from what I understand, to go to the next level, take the next step. But Bryson Riggins, one of the top quarterbacks, not only in the state of Alabama, but in our region, in our area. And we're looking forward to talking to him, Thrift.
Yeah, I am too, man. And this guy was an incredible athlete last year. Think about what he's going to do this year in his senior season. Sky's the limit, but he's got a target on his back, so we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. And Richard, you had the pleasure of watching him before anybody else really knew his name. And what do you remember first about Bryson Riggins?
Well, First of all, he got inserted in the starting lineup 2 years ago, and he just popped off the page. He was passing the ball all over the field. And Russell County has been known for having great running backs like, you Drew Pickett, Popcorn Tarver. You've had Devin Brown.
Popcorn.
And so, he now plays for Carver. But Bryson Riggins, just that first year coming in, we knew the potential was there. And then having a full season to pass for more than 40 touchdowns, be considered one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Alabama, to lead Russell County to the second round of the playoffs for the first time in 30 years. I mean, I can't wait to see Bryson Riggins this year. And the expectations, like Thrift mentioned, he's got a target on his back, and those expectations are high as Russell County tries to duplicate what they did last season.
Looking forward to hearing from Bryson. And again, I'm just, want to go all the way, inside, go deep, take a deep dive, want to peel back the layers and find out, obviously, when did he choose to play quarterback? When did he first start playing ball? These are some of the questions, obviously, that, again, as we were talking about Thrift the other day, as far as the information that you guys in the booth, when you're calling games with that, extracurricular activities that they're participating in, their interests, something that'll make it, when they say color, that you need to color it up. And other than, like I said, just the stats and the gains and first down and score, ideally, we're saying ideally, and hopefully, and we're trusting that the coaches and the powers that be will provide you guys, of course, at Media Day or beyond, information on these young men.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why exactly we need the information to be successful in our broadcast. So I'm hoping when we come to these media days, we get some type of packet to be able to do that.
All right, Thrift, let's go ahead and go to our first break. You are watching Facebook Live, and you're listening to WLTC HD2, Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Rex Castillo. Here's a look at your morning headlines. Republican members of the Alabama State Legislature say they're ready to implement new policies after attending the White House Leadership Conference in Washington. Following the conference, some representatives want to help the Trump administration implement policies on the state level, like removing candy from SNAP-eligible foods. Others are concerned with some of the policies and the cuts made by the administration. Meanwhile, the intense heat is also impacting inmates at the Muskogee County Jail. According to Sheriff Greg Countryman, the jail has been having air conditioning issues in some areas. The jail is providing cold beverages and fans, and they're allowing inmates to come into an open area to stay cool. Columbus has been named the freestyle kayaking capital of the United States. In addition, the Fountain City was awarded the International Canoe Federation's first ever Center of Excellence designation. Columbus is set to host the 2028 and 2029 Freestyle Kayaking World Cup events. Officials say this cements the city's role as a global hub for elite paddlers. From WRBL News 3, I'm Rex Castillo. Have a great rest of your day.
Good Thursday morning. We are off to a cloudy and humid start yet again with those readings in the mid to upper 70s. And this afternoon, expect a mix of sun and clouds as a few of those clouds mix out with those highs in the mid 90s. Expect heat index values to climb again over the triple digit mark. We do have a heat advisory expiring at 8 p.m. later tonight. We're going to round out the week with mid to low 90s before cooler air arrives for the weekend with highs in the 80s.
As we age, our liver, which is essential for metabolism, digestion, immunity, and detoxification, needs extra support and protection. That's where Active Liver from New Nordic comes in. With Active Liver, you're giving your body an essential daily defense against toxins from alcohol, fatty foods, and sweets. Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Lori's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Wow, it's that time of year again, back to college, and time to get those dorm rooms and apartments ready. And Gorey's has a great selection of sleeper sofas, rugs, twin, full, and queen-size mattresses and beds in stock. Everything to complete your furniture needs. And remember, you can get it to go. And that's only at Gorey's, Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
Attorney advertising, Georgia. Attorney 770, good law car accident lawyers. Paid after dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
You see what they doing to Top Dog? They trying to get him out of here. He made America's most wanted. It was a picture of a dog. Me and Top Dog sitting back laughing about it. Like, remember how it started? Remember the first person you bit? Remember what happened? We was in court, they was fighting you. They ain't want to give you the money, so you said, give it to me, or else I'ma bite you, or else they ain't believe you. You bit them. The whole court was mortified. You bit them. Client was happy, doing the happy dance, got a lot of money. He was doing the dance. Now look at you. America's most wanted. You're the dog everybody call. If they get into an accident, any accident, Top Dog Law.
At the YMCA, finding your why starts by making an impact together, touching lives for the better. It can be the gift of time or treasure, supporting a community through talent without measure. Here, compassion fuels commitment, finding fulfillment through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
Hey there, fellow travelers. It's me, the Hotel Whiz. Before you go anywhere, call me day or night for hotel rates too low to publish. I'll save you up to 75% on over 500,000 hotels across the globe. You see, I've already done the research, so you don't have to spend time online trying to find the best deal. That's up to 75% off. Just call me, the Hotel Whiz. It's a free call, and you get instant access to rates too low to publish with no cancellation fees.
Make a free call now and save up to 75% off your hotel rooms the next time you're going somewhere for business or pleasure. Call the Hotel Whiz now and get instant access to rates too low to publish.
800-710-3739. 800-710-3739. 800-710-3739. Call the Hotel Whiz right now at 800-710-3739.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Thursday morning and welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer, and Richard Holdridge in the building. I tell you what, man, we're excited this morning, and I'm excited to talk about those Phoenix City Little League All-Stars headed down to Warner Robins, man. You know, just also got some information on a young lady who has been, or at least a little girl who's on the team that is just causing havoc. Her name is Kinley Rasmuth. Guys, what do you got?
Yeah, so Kinley Rasmuth, if you hear that name, that is the granddaughter of legendary coach Tony Rasmus, and she is the daughter of Corey Rasmus. I don't quote me on that. I think it's Corey.
I think it is Corey.
It's not Case. I know it's not Case, and
it's
I know
Corey.
I know it's not the one that played in the Major League Baseball.
Well, Corey actually played for the Braves.
Yeah.
Colby Rasmus is the brother that played for the Cardinals, and Corey Rasmus.
She's a Rasmus that is really good at baseball. Are you surprised? And
why am I surprised? Last name Rasmus.
I saw her when she was 8 years old, and my nephew was playing in a game, and I go to it, and I was blown away, to be honest with you. She was hitting seeds. Most of the kids her age are hitting little pop-ups, getting in the outfield. She's hitting bombs all the way and hitting home runs. And now she's one of the better players in the entire area. So if they make it nationally, she will be a story, and that's really cool for this area.
Absolutely, man. I tell you, we've been behind the eight ball on this one because, again, had we known, or had I known anyway, that we had a female that was, playing at that level. You know, she's playing with the boys. You know, that's one of those Loretta Cobb kind of stories. And you know what, but that Rasmus name is synonymous to baseball. These guys are some of the best baseball players best baseball players and coaches. When you consider the old man, you know, it's amazing. So we shouldn't expect anything from their offspring.
Oh, yeah.
Anything less, anyway.
You talk about the Rasmus brothers. They were part of that 1999 Phoenix City Little League Championship team that went all the way to the Little League World Series final, won the American Championship. They were also part of the state championship of Russell County in 2005, led by legendary coach Tony Rasmus. And so this is something that we expected. I mean, we know about the accolades, and there are four brothers, by the way. I mean, Case Rasmus, he is one of the coaches, and he recently was the coach at Pacelli. And you got Corey Rasmus, who is the pitcher for the Braves. And of course, we know about Colby Rasmus, play for the Astros and the Cardinals. And it's a very good story as far as this family goes. And I know that they have got to be excited, especially with their success. And they'll play tonight. Warner Robins taking on Virginia, double elimination tournament. There are 8 teams in this tournament in the Southeast region, and the championship is August the 5th.
Richard, you said that, it was a good story. Actually, I let the truth be told. I think that it's a national story that a little girl is playing with some of the best baseball players, little boys in America, and she's going to obviously Warner Robins to play on the platform. Lo and behold, it's a big story, even if they don't make it to the Little League World Series. But the fact of the matter that she has been competitive, not only competitive, she's been elite. Thrift, you said she's hit bombs, meaning that she's been hitting home runs. And this is my question, as we talk about the mental psychic of young little boys. I mean, do you get intimidated when as a pitcher on the mound, when you see a girl is about to get into the batter's box and you have to face? Not the fact that she's just, a little girl. She's a girl that is very, very talented, and she can take you deep. What kind of pressure you think that and anxiety that puts on a little boy?
I mean, it's the truth. And that's the thing. Like, no matter what, if she was a boy or a girl, she's a heck of a player. But this is a conversation that has to be had. And I'll take it a step further. DJ, when you go play pickup basketball, and there's a girl out there, and you're guarding her, you feel like, well, I don't want to go too hard. And this girl starts busting your butt from outside. Then you have to try hard. Or now you're trying too hard on a girl. I feel like sometimes there's no win. But in this specific case, these little boys, it would upset them. But I honestly think in this area, they know who Kinley Rasmus is. For the guys outside other states, that may be a tough pill to swallow, D.
Man, that's got to be, like I said, it just amazes me, and I don't know why I'm so shocked, because, again, that Rasmus name, obviously, like I said, all you've heard is championships. All you've heard, is great play, elite status as players and coaches. So, being a little girl that's come up through the ranks and been around all of that talent, all of that baseball acumen, why would we expect anything less?
No. It's just it's been a great story. And I played against a girl in Little League. I mean, I don't get intimidated. I see a ball player, and that's really the talent level is whether it's boy or girl, and it's just a great story.
You thought that at that age?
At that age?
At 9 or 10? No, sir, man.
It might have been in the back of my mind.
Hey, no way you want a little girl hitting a smoke shot off you. There's no chance. And then you look like, oh, that's a girl. And then you get shot. I mean, obviously she'll gain the respect, but initially I don't expect a little boy who thinks he's a stud and athlete. He's not going to take it some type of way. No, that's human nature.
Guys, we got to be able to definitely keep an eye on the Phoenix City All-Star team, as well as Kinley, because, again, that story, again, watch it.
Awesome.
You heard it here first. That is going to be a national story, and it's a huge story. I know that a lot has to depend on how far they go. But some sports writers, some sports journalists somewhere can take this story, regardless of whether they make it out of Warner Robins or not. And they could probably really, especially the way girls are performing in sports today and the rise that has happened in the last couple of years. Why not take this story and run with it?
This could be a phenomenon almost, DJ. And think about, too, the fact that she's coming from a lineage of Major League Baseball players. Guys that play at the highest level. Like, come on, she's got it in her blood. This is definitely going to be one. So let's cheer for Phoenix City because it's good for this area.
Absolutely. Richard, you're looking at a schedule there or brackets there. Why don't you go ahead and help share with us what you got going on?
All right. We got 8 teams in the Southeast Regional. We've got actually games starting as early as 10 o'clock this morning. Florida taking on Tennessee. North Carolina taking on West Virginia at 1. South Carolina and Georgia at 4. The team from Georgia is Cartersville. So Northern could not get out of the state tournament. They actually lost in the second round at Peachtree City. And then Alabama taking on Virginia at 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus. And they do have a elimination bracket. So we got games all day today, games all day tomorrow. And then we've got games all the way up until the championship game, which will be played and actually will be televised on ESPN. 3 p.m. August the 5th on Tuesday, for the right to go to Williamsport, which actually the Little League World Series starts on August the 14th, and it runs all the way to the 25th.
Good information, guys, and we will be sure to bring you all the up-to-date action as it plays out. And there's no reason for us not to. And more importantly, we're going to keep our eyes on Kenley and all of the Phoenix City All-Stars. We going to wish them well. And they are representing this area. They represent the Bi-City, the Tri-City. They're representing
no question.
East Alabama, West Central Georgia, baby.
That is why this area is so unique to have Phoenix City and Columbus all considered in one. Think about that. We got Phoenix City Little Leagues made it to the Little League World Series and lost the national championship. And 15 minutes down the road, Northern won it all in 2006. You tell me another place that has not one but two within a 30-mile span of each other. Come on, man.
That's great stuff, guys. Hey, let's go ahead and take a break. Hey, don't go far. On the other side, we'll have Scott Williams with SEC Network. He's the money guy. He's the bag guy. He's the bag man. He go gets the cheese, and there's a lot of cheese out there to be got. All right, you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
It's me. You don't have to admit you're on the way. It's me. Let me rock you.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sports Visions 92.1.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the AHSAA, are the 138,000 high school sports students in Alabama. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible. Because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
In Iraq, our truck hit a roadside bomb. I had about 16 surgeries on my hand so that I could regain function. And when I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm. And my electrical was deemed unsafe. And I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I didn't really know where to go in order to get help. And so I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. They've really been a blessing. Operation Homefront is the safety net. A lot of veterans, they fall through the cracks sometimes. And Operation Homefront, they catch us. It's been a blessing to us. It's a blessing to other veteran families. And it's good to know that when we come home, there are people who are there that care about us and want to see us do well and want to see us succeed. And we feel it and we appreciate that. I would say you guys are angels behind closed doors.
Visit OperationHomefront.org to learn more.
While serving in Afghanistan, I was shot in the head by sniper fire. The fighting was so intense, the medevac chopper was barely able to land. I was given a 5% chance to live. I'm Adam Alexander, and I'm a veteran. Today, I visit classrooms and talk with kids about dealing with life's struggles. I tell them, with a little help and a lot of work, that you can overcome any challenge.
DAV helps veterans like Adam get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
I know that some struggles are big and some are small, but they're all struggles, and you have to learn to get through them. With support from DAV, more veterans like me can live their best life. And as a new father, I have one more reason to keep on keeping on. My victory is being there for the next generation.
Adam Alexander, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Then here's a great idea. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Yes, one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program and we'll come and remove your car for free. Fast, free towing, and 24-hour response. You can donate most cars, trucks, or SUVs in most conditions. The proceeds raised goes to help active military, veterans, and their families, and you get a tax deduction. All you need to do is make this free call. Get rid of that old car and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now and book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Donation Program now. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Operators are standing by. Here's the number.
800-890-7021. 800-890-7021. 800-890-7021. That's 800-890-7021.
You're waking up with a Sports Visions morning show on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Able to get back to our series, of course, having an opportunity to check in with the money bag of the SEC Network. He's our good friend, of course, and frat brother from the University of Georgia. His name is Scotty Williams. What's up, my man? Good morning.
DJ Jones, what's going on? TB, what's happening, man?
What up,
Richie Rich? What you doing, Richie Rich? What's going on?
Hey, man, you looking good. Hey, you look like you pulled up at a golf course, man. Is that your go-to?
So actually, I'm pulled up at Planet Fitness parking lot first because I got to get the workout. Got to get the workout in first, and then get over to Eagles Landing Country Club after I eat a little breakfast. But you know, I got a tea time. I have a tea time, my brother.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I'm so excited that you're back with us again. You know, for a long, long time, you kept us informed, and you took us backstage with regards to the business and the handling of the SEC Network and the finances and all the advertising and how that worked, that dynamic. Because, you know, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get that kind of knowledge and those nuggets to the Sports Visions Nation, man. But we appreciate you after your extended leave of absence to come back and to share with us, man.
Man, I'm glad you guys having me, man. You guys do a great job bringing information, news, sports, and information to the Columbus metro area, man. And I'm just happy to be a part of it, man. They put me on pause for a little while, but they took the finger and they let me off now. I'm back in action.
Absolutely. And we have it. Get up the best, Scotty. Obviously, I made an introduction and teased, obviously, you coming on as you're the director of digital sales for the SEC Network. Can you go ahead and elaborate and let us know exactly, bring it on down, too, because, again, some of us, that's over our pay grade, but we don't understand.
So I guess officially I'm the senior director of multimedia sales for the SEC Network. And basically what that is if you think about all of the communication medias that we have out in the marketplace today, ranging from linear TV to digital to addressable, social media, activation. So I head a group and we go out and we negotiate official sponsorships for the Southeastern Conference. We represent them in the marketplace as well as ESPN. There's a co-relationship there that we share revenue. ESPN runs everything, but then we split the revenue at the end of the day. And so me and my team, we go out and we negotiate intellectual property, the rights for, let's say, for Allstate or Mercedes-Benz or Regions Bank or Johnsonville Sausage or Farm Rich, and we have 15 for them to use the intellectual property, the marks, the rights to be able to take that, put it on their packaging, put it on whatever they need to, of course, with approval, and take it to the marketplace, take it to consumers so that they could then increase their ability to be able to move their product to consumers, right? Sell more Mercedes-Benz, sell more sausages, sell more frozen snacks. And so we help them do that and execute that in the marketplace strategically. And man, we do such a great job on the SEC side that we're sold out, man, and they won't give us more. Can you believe that? We've done such a good job that they said, no, you're at your max. And we're like, if you give us 15 more, we could sell 15 more. And they're like, no. And you would think that they want that money because we're not selling them cheaply at all. They're not cheap at all.
Yeah.
Not cheap at all. But they said, no, we want bluer and fewer. What that means, they want blue chip and they want a small amount of blue chip. Previously, prior to me getting involved in 2014, they had probably 20 or 30 or 40 at one point. And they said, no, we don't want to do this time. We're going to take the rate up considerably. We're going to make it, we're going to find the friction point of the value proposition between what we bring in terms of the assets, the total assets, and we're going to take it to the marketplace and we're going to sell it for a fair rate. And we're not going to do it for 15 plus. We're going to do it for 15 exactly. And that's what we've done, man. And so now a little bit other information, the fight that I'm fighting, I can't bring in any more official sponsors, but Disney said, no, we're going to give you a 17% increase anyway.
Scotty Williams is this morning on the Sportsvisions morning show. And for the, you threw in Walt Disney, but for the understanding of the folks that are listening out there, and again, half of the information that you gave us just previously, all the CEOs, man, they're just snipping at the nip, man. They love it. But most of us guys that went to other schools like Carver and Glenwood, and we don't know what the hell you're talking about. But when you talk about Walt Disney in the big picture, obviously, can you explain that to how that relates to the SEC network and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So if you think about it, if you go back years, the previous commissioner had an idea and he thought about launching a network connected with Disney ESPN. So Disney is the parent company to ESPN, and came to them and said, hey, look, got an idea of this network and I think it'll be tremendous. One thing that I want to do is try to spread it further to the west, increase our conference by 2 schools, take in Texas A&M, take in Missouri, because he knew that distribution rights was the key. Distribution rights meaning how many households the content is shown in. So, for example, in 2014, we launched a network with over 90 million households. And Richie Rich, since I'm talking to TB and DJ, do some quick math for the fans here. So if we're making $4.50 per household per month times 90 million, how much money is that?
$360 million, a little over $360 million. Yeah.
I'm still doing the math in his head.
So that's what we launched the network with, making that kind of money per month.
Mm-hmm.
And so Disney is the parent company for ESPN, as I mentioned. And so we work in conjunction with the Southeastern Conference to take the rights, all of their rights, and go to the marketplace. In a smaller scale, think about how Learfield and some of those other folks might take the University of Georgia's intellectual property, their marks, their rights, their logos, the ability to activate in the marketplace, and take that out and sell it. So they may give the University of Georgia $25 million. They take those rights, they take it out to the marketplace, and they sell it for $35 million. So they make $10 million off of it. Well, we take the rights to the conference and we take it to the marketplace. But instead of us writing them a check and then we keep the amount between the gap between what we sell it for, no. We sell it and then we back out production and what it takes to run the network, and then we split the profits. And that is still pretty substantial because once we get our half, the conference then takes their half, they divide it by the number of schools, and then they send that money out. And rumor has it, not what I'm saying, rumor has it that number is somewhere between $90 and $110 million per year per school. That's just what the rumor is. Okay. I'm not the messenger on that. Yeah. So it's a pretty valuable proposition for both sides. And Disney, in addition to what I'm saying, year before last, engaged in negotiations with the conference for a second portion of this tremendous relationship that we have. When I mean second portion, I mean CBS used to have the 3:30 football game that they would air, and they had the first pick of matchups in the Southeastern Conference. Well, we entered into a pretty stiff negotiation with, they call it FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google. Wow. New little term there, FANG. We entered in negotiations with them. CBS. Once again, these are some numbers that I heard. Once again, CBS was paying about $50 million a year for that game. When it went to the open market, the FANG group started the process at $100 million. They doubled the offer. Disney sat back and said, okay, cool. All right. Are y'all done? They said, no, we want to raise it to 200. What's that? Disney said, well, are you done yet? They said, no, we think 300 might bring it to the table. Disney said, let me know when y'all finish playing. So it's north of that. From what I heard, Disney swooped in, said, quit playing. It's ours. Let's do the deal. So now Disney has the 3:30 football game. We use it to put it on ABC. So it's no longer on CBS. We put it on ABC. The pecking order moved SEC Network up a peg or two because we now have first pick. We, meaning Disney, has first pick for that game. So it typically goes over to ABC. It moves SEC Network up in the pecking order. Since we included Texas and Oklahoma to the conference, it made more games valuable. So it kind of makes it a perfect situation for us because it almost makes sure that the SEC Network gets a great matchup. And as you know, matchups drives ratings. Ratings drives dollars, and we all win.
Scotty, I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks at SEC Media Days, man. It's always a pleasure being able to talk to you. But I got to ask, we add Texas and Oklahoma. You know, Texas had Longhorn Network, okay? So with them coming in with Longhorn, is that competition with the SEC? Is Longhorn Network not even used anymore because of the SEC Network? What happened with that once Texas came to the SEC?
Once they came to the SEC, we determined that we needed to sunset the Longhorn Network. So it will no longer exist, or it no longer exists now.
Right.
And we brought them into the fold. And because of the financial success of the network, Texas was like, we're going to get what? Okay. Oh, okay. We can flip the switch on the Longhorn Network now. We're good. We'll take our share. And we'll be good. And so everybody came to an agreement. We sunsetted the Texas Longhorn Network. Me and my team moved in and talked to a lot of the administrators on that side, a lot of the staff that was responsible for selling it. And we were able to bring on quite a few of those advertisers to the SEC Network. What's interesting is that Texas is such a powerful brand, is that some of their local media folks still wanted to advertise with us being a national network focusing on that Austin area in the local market. That's how powerful their brand is. And so we still have some of those folks partnering with us.
Scott, I do want to talk about the SEC Network. When it launched in 2014, it was obviously a game changer. When you have every team has an opportunity to be televised on any of the platforms, how big was that to, if you're a Georgia fan, just getting to watch every single game and also getting to see the highlights of If you're a Georgia fan or if you're an Auburn fan, you want to see the highlights from all the other SEC schools. How big was it to have the post-game show, the pre-game show, all surrounded by the SEC?
Richie Rich, you have no idea, my friend, how big it was. What it really did was it allowed for not only the mainstream hardcore fans to see Georgia play football, but it allowed the volleyball moms and dad to be able to go on SEC Network Plus and see the streaming content of their kids playing a volleyball game, which highly likely would have never made it to the main network at the rate that football does. Yeah, football is the driver. We know, yes, indeed. But that 21, 25, 26, whatever the number is of other auxiliary Olympic sports that are being played, and they get a chance to get televised. One of the great things that we did when we brought all of the rights together, because the rights were separated somewhat in the marketplace, and we brought it all together. We waited until some of those contracts expired so that we could bring it all together so that ESPN would be able to negotiate for the entire portfolio. And so what we required from all of the schools is to run fiber optics from their schools to our studios in Charlotte. So we've got high-level pipeline to be able to put content on. And then another piece that we learned during the pandemic was that we needed the ability for schools to start producing their games, their matches. And they started doing that at a high level. And so now we've got a pipeline from all of the schools into the headquarters, the studios at Charlotte. We have hit setups at their universities where we can have transmission and make it real easy. And we can go to the marketplace at a drop of a dime when we need to from those schools and bring content to the fans in a way that nobody was able to do prior to that. And so it's been a blessing for me, man. I had my eyes on it way before it ever launched, started to try to make some moves to secure it. Ran into a few issues, but man, ultimately in the final analysis, I was a part of the launch team, to head the network in the way that I do. And it has been an absolutely incredible ride.
Well, Scotty, I tell you what, man, we are absolutely fantastic, over the moon with all the knowledge and all the information that you're able to share with us. But as you so eloquently do, I'd like you to take an opportunity, and again, in the next few minutes, to talk to our local business community, the moms and pops, and some of them, of course, the big corporations here, to share with them the importance of having a platform like this to advertise on and to participate with, as we have here at Sports Visions 92.1, more importantly, the Sports Visions morning show.
Yeah, man, and it actually kind of connects a little bit with what I was talking about, the Texas brand. So the Sports Vision brand has been in the marketplace for, I imagine, 25 to 30 years. And you guys have done a tremendous job in the community and in the metro area. And what advertisers want to do is that they want to connect with people and brands that bring passion, that make people make buying decisions, that then go connect and buy and consume their products, right? You guys have been a trusted partner in the marketplace for so many years that people and CEOs can take their brands and understand that you're going to treat it right, that you're going to nurture it, that you're going to take it to the marketplace, and you're going to take it to the fans that listen to this program and beyond, and then tell them to consume their product. There's no better way than doing it than to connecting with you and Sports Vision and your team to take it to the marketplace, use the intellectual property, use the brands, use locked up logos where you use their logo with yours, take it and put it in the packaging and take it to the marketplace and have people recognize it because they've been listening to your product. They've been going to your banquets. They see how you treat the community and the young people, how you love them, how you give them their flowers and trophies while they're still young, so that they buy in at a young age, so that they'll continue to listen and connect with you as well as the people that support you. And that's an important piece of this entire puzzle. When you connect with people at a young age and get them to start consuming your product because they trust in the person that's delivering it to them, being you, Sportsvision, they can stay with your product for life and transition out of the young products into the older demo products and then stay and consume for years upon years. That's what the community should be doing. They should be blowing your phone up, telling you that they want to be a part of the brilliance that you're bringing to the metro area so that they can get in line and start to benefit from consumers consuming their product at a rate that's better than anything else in the area.
Outstanding. I appreciate that, Scotty. But here, lastly, of course, Ground Zero is coming up. What should we expect from the SEC Network?
Man, I tell you what, man, we're gonna, you know, as we usually do, we take it to the nation, we take it to the world, and we say, let's start the clock. It's getting ready to be football time in the conference. And so we're going to have all of the coaches there. We've got it all lined up. We've got the schedule laid out when teams will come and present. They're going to introduce you to some new stars that you may have not heard before. But when Saturday football kicks off, these guys will be front and centers. These are some young men that are leaders of men, leaders of football teams, guys that are tough as nails, and guys that are ready to go play football on Saturday afternoon. And I can't wait, man. It's an important time for us. We have a lot of activation going on. We have official sponsors there at Ground Zero at the College Football Hall of Fame and Omni area. You know, we're going to have plenty of things for fans to do. And we've done a better job over the years of making it more of a fan-facing event as opposed to just a strictly media event. And that's why we've begun to move it around to different locations so that fans can access it and touch it and be a part of media days in the Southeastern Conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the pride and joy of Mecklenburg County, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Scotty Williams, man. Hey, man, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you real soon.
Love you, Scotty.
See you, Scott. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
If it's local, it's on the Sportsvisions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school. You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health, too, with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Each week, VA sends an email to over 13 million veterans. It's jam-packed with veteran discounts on hundreds of services, job listings, and information on home loans, plus access to many local events for veterans and their families. Subscribe for free at va.gov/vetresources to learn more.
How serious is youth vaping? Irreversible lung damage serious. 1 in 10 kids vape serious, which warrants a serious conversation from a serious parental figure like yourself. Not the seriously know-it-all sports dad or the seriously smart podcaster. It requires a serious conversation that is best had by you. No, seriously, the best person to talk to your child about vaping is you. To start the conversation, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Operation Homefront, they opened up so many possibilities. It took us from a hopeless situation. Now we're homeowners. We have a savings account. It's completely changed the way our life is. Our household is so much happier.
Visit OperationHomefront.org to learn more.
Working safely around underground utilities could put you at risk for outages, injury, and loss of life. Don't risk it. Alabama 811 plays a vital role in taking the request to have underground utilities marked. It's free, it's simple, it's the law. Visit al811.com for more info.
Every day, 12 children die from sepsis, more than from cancer. Most people don't know the word sepsis or the symptoms. Protect yourself and your loved ones. To learn more about the symptoms, go to sepsis.org.
Provide-A-Fest Indie Music and Arts Festival is Saturday, August 16th at Woodruff Park in Uptown from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Rock out to live local artists, play fun field day games, enjoy delicious food trucks, and explore tons of cool vendors. General admission is just $30, but students score entry for only $20 with code STUDENT2025. You got friends? Groups of 3 or more pay just $15 per ticket. Grab yours now at provideafest.com. Provide-A-Fest, the perfect way to wrap up your summer with good vibes, great music, and unforgettable memories.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sports Visions Morning Show. Let's get back to DJ and Thrift on Sports Visions 92.1.
Good Thursday morning and welcome to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer, and Richard Holdridge in the building. Good morning to Stanley Crowell. We appreciate you, your loyalty, your persistency, and we love your spirit each and every morning. Ricky Rogers, thank you for listening and tuning in. And of course, we appreciate everybody that's listening out there right now, whether you're on Facebook or whether you are in the radio dials. Hey, listen. You guys, we've been taking for granted just how powerful our Sports Visions radio app is. And let me just tell you this, with all your worldly travels, I got a call the other day. A guy was up in Toronto and he said, hey, DJ, I enjoy listening to your show on the Sports Visions radio app. I said, well, man, I appreciate that. I should record this so that I could play it back and, let people know when I'm traveling internationally, I listen to the Sports Visions radio app. I got to start doing, that's one thing that I know that we got to get better at. And as I go out amongst my, my tours and my travel, some of the people that mean most to us, I got to get them, get their voices on tape so that we can play those back and let people know that, you know what, this is a show that not just a local show, even though we concentrate on our local people and we love our local sports, but people that lived here, all the soldiers, Richard, that have been, you can experience. You understand this being a military guy, but the soldiers that spend time here raising their families, whether it's 2, 3, 4 years or whatever time, but then they leave and they're deployed to different parts of the world, but they become a part of our Sports Visions nation and they want to be able to listen. And I'm so proud that we have so many different outlets, so many different ways. I just don't think I do a good enough job of letting people know and expounding on the fact that, we do have the app and the other services to listen.
Yeah, we do have that local audience, but with that audience at Fort Benning, that becomes not just a national audience, it becomes an audience that's taken throughout the world because, these people that are stationed here, they PCS or they move somewhere else in whether it's Germany or another base in this country, and they're able to take that Sports Visions radio app and listen to us, and we cater to that audience as well. So we appreciate all of our soldiers and workers that are at Fort Benning.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, you know what? I know that it's not popular, but our Atlanta Braves, they have gotten some good news, even though they've lost the last 10 out of 13 ball games. And most recently they're in Kansas City right now and getting themselves together. But we got news from our superstar slugger. The fact of the matter is that, it was reported that, Ronald Acuna Jr. was having some Achilles issues. However, we found out that it's not that serious. It's a grade A strain in his right calf muscle. So that's a lot better report than what we had heard. And again, treating a strain, calf muscle it's serious as well, but nowhere near as serious as that Achilles situation. And we're just so thankful that again, he's got an opportunity to take some time off and again get better now. But again, other than that, Thrift, it's your ball game, baby. I know you're one of the biggest Braves fans of this side of me.
Yeah, I'm not. Braves are done for me. But I do like the fact that he's not out for the season next year, so makes him trade worthy if they decide to move on from him coming up this offseason. But I guess that's the only good news. Aside from that, Braves suck.
Well, then while we're in Atlanta, we might as well move right on up the road to Flowery Branch, where training camp is in full effect. And here we are in the first, week or so of training camp. And there's some significant injuries that are concerning Darnell Mooney, the number 2 wide receiver. There's been some, speculation about, how his injury was reported. And, initially, you just only can go by what you speculate and what you think. But once you've done the test and you find out what's really going on, a la Ronald Acuna Jr. not having a torn Achilles or a ruptured Achilles, but a grade A strain. Was same way with Moody. He's got a shoulder injury, and we found out the first that he might miss a couple of weeks. Now we're finding out that he might miss the first regular season game. He might not be back. So it's all over the place. The Falcons were already kind of short on wide receivers.
Yes,
believe it or not, but. Here's this guy, the number 2 guy, Darnell Mooney. That has to have some concerns, Richard.
Yeah, deep concerns, especially we know now he's going to miss possibly that first week. And does he go on the PUP list, which means that you would have to miss 4 games because when they're making their final cuts for the 53-man roster, they did sign DJ Chark. He's really been a journeyman wide receiver. I remember him playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I don't think that's going to be enough to match the production from Darnell Mooney, who's been a reliable number 2 receiver behind Drake London. This is very problematic as they get ready for that first game, September the 7th, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Now, injuries come and go, and you get nicked up. And training camp is tough. It's hard. Nowhere near what it was. But again, you have some concerns. But, one of the things, too, that we need to be concerned about, Thrift, is the fact that Jalen Walker is, one of the first-round picks that they had, one of the edge rushers coming out of the University of Georgia. He was a very, very sought-after guy that is being thought about to help spruce up that defense and, of course, help off the edge. He has been missing in action. He hadn't been appearing in practice. And, you don't miss practice in training camp, especially as a rookie, unless something is seriously wrong. Now, I'm not saying that it is, but, he hasn't been in practice for a couple of days, has been missing in action, and no answers or no word is coming, no reports are coming out to say exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good sign for this upcoming year. I know we drafted James Pierce Jr., but the prodigy and the savior is supposed to be Jalen Walker.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that he gets a fair opportunity and just shows us flashes of brilliance, because then still as a rookie, I'm not expecting him to have double-digit sacks this year, which would be cool because a Falcon has not had a double-digit sack since Vic Beasley back in 2016. It's been a long time.
Well, I tell you what, Thrift, your voice sounds like you've been drinking a hot glass of broken ice, a broken glass. I mean, it's almost like another guy. I mean, I got to look. Is that Thrift? Usually those pipes are so on top. But anyway, hey, look, you can play hurt and you're playing win. A lot of guys that are trying to make clubs right now, they're playing. You got to play wounded, man. You got to go out there and give it what you got.
I need to go get me some tea like you do.
Yeah, exactly. I do it.
But they don't have any honey in there. That's the only thing. It's good to have honey because remember we talked to Steve Holman, how do you get those pipes going? He says was it a teaspoon of honey every day or something like that to get those pipes going. Well,
by the way, anyway, whoever is responsible for, again, filling up our tea or in our coffee room, I mean, you know what? That's the most underrated part of this building because, again, I think we have a beautiful selection of tea, several different types, and we got a coffee machine that obviously Jimbo is his pride and joy. But, man, you take it for granted, but when you start to become a little bit older and you rely on coffee and tea and it's so easy to get, so accessible. You know what, Richard? I being the Army guy, I'm surprised we don't. You usually do your cup of Joe before you get here, though, huh?
Oh yeah, I fix my coffee in the morning, but either brew an entire pot so my wife can have coffee when she wakes up, or I could just go the K-cup route. But I like to brew the whole pot of coffee just because I don't want to be one of those guys. Just do a K-cup and just leave, because there's more coffee to go around.
Well, let me just say this to you, Thrift. Obviously, you have one of the better facilities that I've been around as far as tea and coffee accommodation. So I know you're not a hot coffee or hot tea or hot drinker.
I'm going to have to be.
But you need to get something out, clear that out. You might just have a nice warm, bit of liquids to just go down and melt all that mucus in the back of your throat.
Yeah, it's between that and just putting strain on my voice. It has not been very helpful the last couple of days. I'll tell you that.
But nobody told you to hit those high notes when you were singing karaoke on that boat.
I was singing and screaming. There's no singing. There ain't singing. And hold up. I cannot believe I'm so glad you did that, because we did not even get to talk about the fact that was it in Tampa? Where were you at that you just karaoke'd again on prime time?
That was the last trip, trip before last to back to.
That's what I'm saying. It spent some time, and we didn't even talk about the fact that I wasn't even going to play the video for everybody to listen to DJ Jones coming in with those golden pipes, baby.
Man, you know what? You don't have to play it, but I could go live. I mean, I got it like that.
But it was impressive. Me and Natalie sat back, and I'm like, I wish I could sing with all my might.
Yeah, being Mrs. Jones, that's one of my go-to songs, man. I like the old R&B. But enough about me, man. Again, let's talk about I have to bring her up, Henley Rasmus. Unbelievable. Little League World Series she's a Little League All-Stars out of Phoenix City. They're down in Warner Robins this weekend to compete. Richard, you're going to give us all the details as to the games and how people can follow the Little League All-Stars. And I know that some of these games are going to be televised, but we have a little girl who is the pride and joy of our All-Star team that's representative of the Phoenix City All-Stars, man. The team making it to, of course, the regionals, I believe it is. But, the fact of the matter is that, Kenley has gone this far, this long without us on this show. Now, again, I can't speak for any other platforms, but on this show, for this young lady, obviously, maybe it took her to get to this level for us to really, but I want to talk about her before she becomes this national phenomenon, Thrift.
I completely agree with you, man. And that's why I'm hoping that they win. And we can try to get them on here after they're heading to Williamsport. So let's everybody in this area cheer on the Phoenix City Little League.
And for those people who don't know what the heck we're talking about, Richard, will you please enlighten them before you talk about the schedule as far as Henley and who she is and what she's doing and the mission that she's basically carrying the burden of all little girls everywhere. She's representing them. And it's girl power.
Yeah, and there's no question. And I'm glad that we are shining the light on this Phoenix City Little League team. They are 12 and under. They won the state of Alabama Little League. So they're representing Alabama in the Southeast Regional, which is taking place at Warner Robins. The championship game is August the 5th, but they are taking on a team from Virginia tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN+. This is a double elimination bracket. The winner of this game will take on the winner of South Carolina and Georgia. Unfortunately, Northern Little League did not win the Georgia State Championship. I know we were hoping for that Northern Phoenix City Little League matchup, possibly in the second round, but it's a team from Cartersville that's taking on a team from South Carolina. Interesting thing about this bracket, pretty much the two representatives that's been going to the Little League World Series that's been known for winning this region are playing in the first round. Florida, who won it last year, taking on Tennessee. That team from Nolensville that they got the Vanderbilt uniform that they always go to Little League World Series. The last couple years, they've knocked off Harris County in 2022, 2023. That's going to be the matchup. So, double elimination tournament, and I can't wait, and definitely excited to see Alabama in this tournament. Hopefully they win this thing.
We know what Richard's calling was.
What was it?
It is a reporter for the Little League World Series.
Hey.
Yeah. He could be there. And
so, here's
let's
the
go
thing.
live down to Warner Robins where Richard Holdridge is standing by.
I tell you, if they make it to Williamsport,
these kids like they're Major League Baseball players.
And I love it. Yeah.
Look, is it possible that we could get media credentials if they make it to Williamsport? That's my goal. I would love to be there to cover this team in the Little League World Series. Unfortunately, I did not live in Columbus in 2006. I heard about Northern Little League.
How sick were you not to be a part of that?
Oh, man, I was living in Atlanta. I knew about that when Josh Lester caught that the final out. Kyle Carter pitched great. Cody Walker got the 2-run homer, and they beat Japan. And I was talking to Brady Hamilton. I mean, they were treated like royalty when they came back. They had a parade, a rally in the Civic Center. They were signing autographs till 2 a.m. It was just
Richard. They were all my age. I know
you remember all of them. I'm going back in time because it's the 20th anniversary coming up next year.
Richard, to your point and what you were asking or saying just shortly here, of course, that's not out of the question. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go on ahead and kind of speak it into existence. Should these Phoenix City All-Stars make it to, of course, the Little League World Series, we are going to pursue sponsorships and solicit sponsorships to take not only you out to cover these this Little League All-Star team, but also to help put you up and so that we can do live reports back to Thrift and I here in the on the Sportsvisions radio show, the morning show, as well as Sportsvisions 92.1. That's possible, Richard. I mean, so obviously I'm throwing it out there, folks. We're getting on board. We want to follow and support the Little League World Series. Of course, the team from Phoenix City, but they got to take care of business down. I don't want to jump the gun, but I just want you to know early enough to know that we can, with your help, make it possible for us to go and report live via our guy, Richard Holdridge. We're going to need your help.
That would be awesome.
It will be awesome.
Yeah,
hey, let's go ahead and take another short break. You're watching Facebook Live and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good morning, I'm Rex Castillo. Here's a look at your morning headlines. Republican members of the Alabama State Legislature say they're ready to implement new policies after attending the White House Leadership Conference in Washington. Following the conference, some representatives want to help the Trump administration implement policies on the state level, like removing candy from SNAP-eligible foods. Others are concerned with some of the policies and the cuts made by the administration. Meanwhile, the intense heat is also impacting inmates at the Muskogee County Jail. According to Sheriff Greg Countryman, the jail has been having air conditioning issues in some areas. The jail is providing cold beverages and fans, and they're allowing inmates to come into an open area to stay cool. Columbus has been named the freestyle kayaking capital of the United States. In addition, the Fountain City was awarded the International Canoe Federation's first ever Center of Excellence designation. Columbus is set to host the 2028 and 2029 Freestyle Kayaking World Cup events. Officials say this cements the city's role as a global hub for elite paddlers. From WRBL News 3, I'm Rex Castillo. Have a great rest of your day.
Good Thursday morning. We are off to a cloudy and humid start yet again with those readings in the mid to upper 70s. And this afternoon, expect a mix of sun and clouds as a few of those clouds mix out with those highs in the mid 90s. Expect heat index values to climb again over the triple digit mark. We do have a heat advisory expiring at 8 p.m. later tonight. We're going to round out the week with mid to low 90s before cooler air arrives for the weekend with highs in the 80s.
Minor League Baseball is back in Columbus. Catch Clingstone's baseball every night on Sportsvisions 92.1. Your home for the Sportsvisions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer, the Dan Patrick Show, The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and the Paul Finebaum Show.
I thought I'd book a trip to Italy to celebrate retiring.
We didn't speak Italian.
We didn't then. We do now. Because of Babbel.
Babbel is the refreshingly easy-to-use app for learning a new language. Babbel uses immersive lessons to teach you vocabulary and grammar in a way that sticks. Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss? Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Lori's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Wow, it's that time of year again, back to college, and time to get those dorm rooms and apartments ready. And Goree's has a great selection of sleeper sofas, rugs, twin, full, and queen-size mattresses and beds in stock. Everything to complete your furniture needs. And remember, you can get it to go. And that's only at Goree's, Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
The back-to-school deals at Kohl's are so good, it'll feel like spoiling yourself. With 20% off the stuff your kids will actually wear, like jeans, tees, sneakers, and more. You can do it all without overdoing your budget. See? Sometimes parents get spoiled too. Head to Kohl's or Kohls.com to start the year off right for less. Select styles. Coupon ends August 10th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good Thursday morning and welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer, and Richard Holdridge. It's Throwback Thursday, guys, and I'm going to talk about a little throwback action on Thursday here. Again, here we are. This time last year, obviously, you know what, we talked about the SEC Media Days, and again, earlier in the week. But again, as far as the high school season is concerned, last year, 1 week or several weeks on a Thursday before the high school football season opened up, Thrift, I don't know, what was the first game that you called last year?
First game that we called last year, man.
That's not even that's not even long ago.
We called the black and gold game for Harris County. Our team
but that one actually,
practiced.
that one actually broadcasting. It would be Northside Shaw. That was the first one I called.
Northside Shaw
versus Shaw.
You called that one with Mike Peacock.
Yes, I did. It was at Connect Stadium, and guess where I'll be to start this year?
Where?
Northside versus Shaw.
Northside versus Shaw. So as we talk about Northside versus Shaw, we hadn't talked a whole lot about those teams, and I know this Friday. Media Day, Richard, obviously, go ahead and get your Media Day calendar ready because I'm going to come after you. But with regards to, so much information that you are given at Media Day, of course, on Friday, this Friday coming up, of course, Kendall Mills will have an opportunity to debut as the new athletic director here, citywide athletic director for Muskogee County Schools. But the Football Media Day will be, of course, this Friday, and it'll start at what time, Richard?
At 10 o'clock.
We will be leaving immediately after the studio show.
Soon.
Yeah.
Headed, of course, and that's less than 48 hours from now, actually 24 hours from now, but looking forward to going over. But as I was asking with that, Thrift, the North Side and the Shaw game, obviously, is near and dear to a lot of folks' hearts. It's become a local, somewhat of a rivalry when you talk about, the North Side, for instance. But the programs, as you know it right now, again, are they in a position of power, or are they still building?
I think Shaw at this point is trying to be a top 3 team to make a playoff run.
Yes.
Northside, though, they're replacing a 4-year starter at quarterback. They're replacing a lot of skills, set players, including Kingston Rivers. I think it's going to be more of a rebuild year for Coach Oropeza.
Richard, your opinion?
Well, I do think that this rivalry is very important for the city, especially up in North Columbus. We've seen both teams have a lot of success. Northside making it to the second round of the playoffs with Malachi Hosley in 2022. Losing a 4-year starter in Caden Clay is going to be tough, but I think that what Coach Oropeza has built up at Northside, they're in a tough division too. But they are a 4A school going up against a 2A school in Shaw. It's year 3 for Coach Johnny Gardner. And they got Aaron Grant coming back as the quarterback. Anytime you have a returning starter coming back at quarterback, I really like the team's chances. I'm excited about that game. I'm excited about the 8 coaches in Muskogee County taking the podium tomorrow. And it's going to be just a great time. We're gonna have an opportunity to hear from Jarvis Jones
Good
for
deal.
the Carver Tigers. I mean, first year coach, and so it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to be a part of it.
And of course, we know that Brookstone and Pacelli both have their own media deals. And as we think about it, we know that you guys at Georgia Alabama Sports Live will be calling their games. But I tell you what, something iconic could be happening in the making here. Of course, when you talk about legendary Dave Plata that calls the games for Pacelli, but also with Scott Miller, who calls the games for Brookstone. But how excited are you to possibly be making the announcement that you'll have the 2 legendary sports broadcasters on the air on Georgia Alabama Sports Live?
Yeah, I'm very excited. So for sure, Dave Plata, he's already on board. He's been at all the meetings. Dave's going to be a big part. And I had a good conversation actually with Scott Miller yesterday after kind of confirming with Brookstone this year. And I'm kind of like in the direction we're heading for football. So it would be really cool to have 2 legends like that, Scott Miller and Dave Plata, on the calls.
Now, again, this halftime show that you guys are going to be doing, Richard, you will be hosting. Again, people are wanting to understand, okay, if you're going to have multiple games on, how will that be? They have different start times, different half times, different post games, or at least different half times. But Richard, how is that going to, what's the dynamics of getting that show up and running?
Well, DJ, this was something in the works that we've talked about, and I've got a plan. I've been inspired by the NFL Red Zone channel. Seeing Andrew Siciliano.
I'm a big fan of the Red Zone. Yeah.
Basically, it's going to be a live stream from the start of the first football game, that the Muskogee County game started at 7, all the way to the final whistle of the last football game. That we are going to have the stream up. I'm going to update scores from all around the Chattahoochee Valley. I'm going to try to get as many scores as possible. When that first game goes to halftime, I will appear on screen and talk about the games that are going on and just give a brief score update. I may have to do 4 different halftime shows. They'll be about 5 to 10 minutes long. They won't be long, but it just depending on which games go to halftime. I may have to repeat myself. If that game number 2 goes to halftime right when game number 1 is still at halftime, I'll just have to do multiple shows. But we'll make it work. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to be a part of it.
Love the forward thinking, love the ingenuity, love the creativity, the fact that obviously you're pushing the envelope. You guys are pushing the envelope. And again, if you're able to pull it off, I mean, obviously it's wonderful. But even if you're not, just thinking that, you're going to add that element to a broadcast of a high school football presentation, it's just off the chain.
Yeah, so that's why this Friday, after media days, there's a game at Otis Spencer Stadium, exhibition game, Hardaway versus Marion County, and that will be a mock trial. We will not actually go live over the air, but it will be an opportunity for the guys to get acclimated, get ready, and then same thing. We got one going on in Harris County. I want to make sure all the teams know what's going on and have an opportunity to be successful.
Looking forward to what you guys are going to be doing up at Troop as well. Again, you're expanding your territories, your schools. You're going over to Beauregard. Thrift, go ahead and make mention before we go to the break. Of course, some of those new territories that you're going to be venturing off into.
So we will try to have an opportunity throughout the year. It will not be frequent. It will be, when we can, to just go ahead and get our footprint in there that you may mention, DJ, Troup County, LaGrange, and Callaway, and then Beauregard. But, with the addition of Brookstone and Russell County, Smith Station to what we already had last year, and these are schools that are coming on full time and having their athletics home on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We technically already added 3 more schools this year and lost 2 good producers. So didn't want to overwhelm the guys first, but as the year goes along, we'll keep moving out there. But next year, maybe more of a full-time basis for those schools.
You guys are in it to win it, man. It's no turning back now. Again, it's no all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We just hitting the ground running, and we just continue grinding because the grind is a blessing.
All right. Hey, let's go ahead and take a break. Don't go far. We got a guy by the name of Mike Woods who's been in this community working with our kids and, of course, doing a hell of a job. He's a sports director out at Girls Inc. right now, and a big camp going on, a leadership basketball camp is going underway up on behalf of the Housing Authority and the Morehouse School of Medicine. We'll be live with Mike Woods coming up next on the Sportsvisions Morning Show.
We spent the night in Frisco. that night I kissed them goodbye.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Then here's a great idea. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Yes, one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program and we'll come and remove your car for free. Fast, free towing, and 24-hour response. You can donate most cars, trucks, or SUVs in most conditions. The proceeds raised goes to help active military, veterans, and their families, and you get a tax deduction. All you need to do is make this free call. Get rid of that old car and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now and book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Donation Program now. Donate your car and help veterans and their families. Operators are standing by. Here's the number.
800-890-7021. 800-890-7021. 800-890-7021. That's 800-890-7021.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made Probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Vote for me. I'm Will Bergen. I'm the #1 fan for Vanderbilt University at the Kickoff for a Cause benefiting the Ann Elizabeth Shepherd Home. I'm the first Vanderbilt fan that they've had, and I'm excited to represent my school and my team. Kickoff for a Cause will be held August 21st at 6 p.m. at the Cunningham Center. For tickets and to vote for me and more information, go to www.twincedars.org/events. I am proof that there are Vanderbilt fans. Go Doors!
Corey's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Wow, it's that time of year again, back to college, and time to get those dorm rooms and apartments ready. And Goree's has a great selection of sleeper sofas, rugs, twin, full, and queen-size mattresses and beds in stock. Everything to complete your furniture needs. And remember, you can get it to go. And that's only at Goree's, Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
Covering local and national sports. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
I feel like falling in love.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Monday morning show. Good Thursday morning, and we appreciate you joining us, of course, allowing us to get your day started. It's Throwback Thursday, and of course, pleased to have with us this morning, live from Girls Inc. on the south side of Columbus, Georgia. He's the sports director at Girls Inc. His name is Mike Woods. Mike, good morning, and thanks for joining the Sports Visions Morning Show today. How are you?
I'm doing fine, DJ. See, I got up and I got dressed good for you.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Well, you know what? You're going to leave me here, us here on this show here, and I think that you have a camp going on. It's continuing this morning. But first of all, congratulations. I appreciate you giving me the invite out to speak to the kids and be a part of that sensational leadership in basketball camp. Great job by the Housing Authority and, of course, Morehouse School of Medicine, Girls Inc., and all that you guys do. We thank you for, pouring back into those kids, man.
Hey, man, you know what, DJ? Everything that the Housing Authority is doing is, what people like you and I are all about. And, being over there, just trying to get the kids to understand that kids like them can accomplish their goals if they put forth the effort, stay on the right path, and with the guidance of the community and people that seeing that these kids only need a chance, hey, they can achieve all their goals too. So it was out without any hesitation for me to say yes on my off week, to make sure that we provide an opportunity and a place for these kids to host this great summer camp or summer basketball league that we have for the Housing Authority.
You should be commended because on having an off week, in which is obviously it's in the middle of the summer and obviously vacation time, but being out over there doing what you love. But I got a sense of watching you, Mike, because again, believe it or not, you do so much good, and we've been knowing each other such a long time. But when I walked in the gym, you were talking to the kids. When I walked into the gym yesterday to bring out the backpacks for the prizes that the kids had won, who had answered some of the questions that we asked, you were talking to the kids. You have an intimate relationship with those kids that nobody else has, and they listen to you because you know what? Most of the time, kids that age, they're not trying to listen to an adult talk about the future and how what's to happen and some of the suggestions that you might have. I mean, they were in attention, and I have to commend you on that.
I think Mike had to rejoin us because he got a phone call. I was wondering why it went black.
Yeah. But
Mike, can you see us? We can't see you.
You got to go put your camera back on. Cut your camera back on.
Yeah, something happened. My alarm clock went off and everything just speed. I apologize. So
no worries.
You're okay.
No
How
worries.
about this, Mike? Just click out of the link and then come right back in.
Okay.
So just click out of this. Go ahead and exit out and then come right back in. We'll see you in 2 seconds.
And while Mike is doing that, well, he's back.
Oh,
already.
there you go. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
There you go. We're good.
Yeah, but again, talking to kids that when I walked in the gym again, the first day you're spending a lot of time during the camp talking to these kids, and you're just talking to them like a dad. You're talking to them like a big uncle. I mean, whatever, a person that's a leader of young kids, and that's something that you don't go to school. You can't read that in a book, Mike. You have to have had experience. You've had to have been working with really literally tens of thousands of kids to even know how to capture their attention, because again, you got 75 kids sitting right in front of you on the floor, and you're sitting in a chair. You got people that are playing grab ass, and people are talking and whispering, but none of that. How'd you pull that off?
I mean, and DJ, just like you said, that's where we come from. I was one of those kids at one point in time that had somebody to sit down and take the time out and talk to us about the things that we could achieve. And I always say this, man. At the end of the day, the goal is if you can save one. We've always heard this and not coming up. If you can save one, you did your job. And sometimes it's like the repetitive stories that you tell them, but at the same sense, man, it's just not about me. It was you coming in and giving your story. It was our assistant chief of police Miss Fitzpatrick coming in giving her story. These people are from low-income housings areas or the projects, just like these kids are. And it's just about taking the time out to showing them that we do believe in them, man. That we giving them the truth, because sometimes they don't want to hear the truth, but giving them the truth that you can't go down the wrong path, because one way or another you're gonna and I tell people this all the time, we're gonna pay for them one way or the other. So why not just give back and pour into them now and try to get them on the right path and spend that time, versus later on down the line, our taxpayer dollars are building more jails and stuff like that for them. So I think it's easy for me because of where I come from. You heard me say yesterday,
right?
I come from the worst project area in Phoenix City, Alabama.
Vietnam.
And people don't even know. People think I'm from Columbus, but I'm not. I'm actually from Phoenix City, Alabama, and I grew up in Phoenix City, and it was rough. So I told the story to the kids, about how talented I was in baseball and what things happened to me, about how the success rate of the people that played on my baseball team, where they are now. So again, it's easy for me, DJ, because just like you said, I lived it, and it's easy to tell my story. It's easy for you to tell your story. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I get it. I try to get things over to these kids.
Guys, before we go ahead and ask questions, I want to definitely get this one out, because Mike, you're a humble guy, but this is what I interrupted you in the middle of one of your talks and said to you, hey, look, kids, he's not going to tell you this, but, not only is he leading, but he's leading by example. And I used you and your kids and how your kids you raised them, and all of them are educated. All of them are very productive citizens. And I want you to share to our Sportsvisions morning show audience out there, Mike, talk about your kids, what they're doing now, where they went to school. And again, so that they'll know, because again, one thing about it is that it's one thing to lead, but it's another thing to lead by example, and raising your own kids to the standard that you have. Nobody's more qualified to talk to these young people than you.
Again, DJ, man, just being humble. Again, me coming up in Phoenix City, Alabama, baby Vietnam, like you say. My wife, she'll jump on me if she hear me saying that. She was down there in Elizabeth Canyon. That's where we met at, and just for us to have 4 beautiful kids who've come out and done great things. My oldest daughter, as you all know, Thrift, is a head coach, and also she teaches at Northside. She has a master's degree. They're actually working on their specialist. My oldest son, who is Michael Woods Jr. He's at Downtown Elementary. He's her assistant coach at Northside High School. My baby son is assistant. I mean, he's an AD at Double Churches and the boys basketball coach up there. But DJ, I always say this, but one of the kids, man, my baby girl, man, I'm so proud of her. And you're going to be proud when I tell you this, DJ, because I don't think I ever shared this with you. She is a teacher at Richards Middle School. She got her master's degree from the University of Georgia.
Yeah, go Dogs.
Yeah, and it took everything for me to sit in that stand that morning. But I'm so proud of her more. I'm proud of all my kids, but man, she walked across that stage at the University of Georgia, 8.5 months pregnant, and got her degree.
Wow.
Now they're all working on their specials. And then my bonus child, Tonio Mathis, he's also a teacher at Key Elementary, and he's also my daughter's assistant coach at Northside High School. So all those kids, all 5 of them are working on their specialist degree now. And I'm so proud of them, man. And they don't have given no trouble. And they're always doing the same thing I'm doing now. They're learning to give back. None of them, if you ask any of them, they never had any plans of getting into coaching, but all of them end up in it. So I'm proud of them, and man, I try to do everything I can to continue to help them and help them grow, and hope that they can pour into other kids like we poured into them.
And I know you had an AAU program this summer. How did development go with your boys and girls?
Very young this year. We actually was able to get a New Balance sponsorship this year. And because of Girls Inc., we started a outreach program. We were able to start boys. Our boys program is called Born Ready. They were able to go out and play heck of a season this season, and they earned rights to play in the P32, which is the top league in the New Balance on the New Balance circuit. I have a kid, DJ, he's at Carver High School by the name of Jalen Jacobs. He's gonna be special. 6'6", can shoot the ball, shoot the lights out of the ball. Didn't get on the floor much last year as a freshman, but I promise you, there's no way Coach Allen gonna keep him off the floor this year. He has already been identified as a pro. All he has to do is continue to work. The kid has all the tools, but you know he knows his why. So that's the big thing. I'm pouring into him, trying to get him to understand the importance of knowing your why and what you got to do and the sacrifices you have to make to doing that. So, but our program Thrift, we did pretty good. Our girls side was very, but we're gonna come and continue to do the things we've been doing.
Michael, one of your Girls Inc. alumni, Michaela Timpson, had 14 points against the Chicago Sky this past weekend. Just talk about like her impact on the Indiana Fever. I know that she's been getting a lot of playing time. I go because Caitlin Clark's been out with that injury.
She started a lot getting playing time, I guess, before. But you being a rookie, you know how that is, DJ. We always talk every night after the game. I always congratulate her. She'll call me, she'll text me back or whatever like that. But she's just a humble kid, man. And we always talk about if you stay ready, you'll never have to get ready. And it's a known fact that whenever she's on the floor, she does a great job on the floor. So we're just proud of her. Talk to her dad all the time about it. We always talk after every game. But Kayla's gonna be a superstar. I'm telling you, she will be a superstar in the WNBA before it's all said and done because of the special things that she does.
He is the sports director with Girls Inc. And of course, his name is Mike Woods. He's our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions morning show. Mike, I want to double back to obviously the camp, and it's a 4-day camp, and I want you to go ahead and give more information on again how the camp is run, the length of the camp, some of the people involved. I was really impressed by, in addition, when I was over on the other day, I met some interns that I met a young lady that went to Hampton, and then I met a young lady that went to Alabama State. I met a young lady with the University of Alabama. There were several interns that were in working, didn't get quite the understanding, or I didn't know. Did we lose Mike again?
I think we may have
lost him again. I guess on the click of when the phone rings, it automatically knocks it off. Huh?
Phone or alarm.
Phone or alarm. But anyway, we'll get him back here in just a little bit. Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Now, I was talking about the interns and the program. Can you elaborate and tell me or tell us a little bit more about what those young students were able to do in conjunction to the camp?
It's just, again, giving up their time, coming back in, man, understanding the calls. Their job was to just help monitor everything, the flow, at Girls Inc., making sure kids are, we have a lot of things going on at Girls Inc., with not having staff there. We have things like a pool that if a kid go out the back door or something like that, anything can happen. So they are doing a great job at monitoring, making sure the kids are going to the restroom, coming back, not hanging out in the hallways, doing a lot of different things that they need to do to help out with the camp. That's what their job is off the court. You know how it is, DJ. A lot of times behind the scene, you don't see those people that are so important. Those probably are the most important people right now in our camp. Those volunteers that are just out of the way, but doing the little things that we need them to do. Like when we're on the floor still coaching, we got to make sure that the kids are safe when they say, I need to use the restroom, I need to get water, and doing things like that. So they make sure that all those things are lined up, the food, the ice, and all those different things, and so forth. When a kid gets hurt or somebody's tired, they pull them to the side and mentor them. So they're doing a great job with all that different stuff there with all our volunteers that are over there now helping out.
Well, Mike, we certainly appreciate what you do. We appreciate you waking up with us here on the Sports Vision Morning Show. Let everybody know, of course, what time everything gets going on and when everything will be over.
We have 2 more days today, Friday. Well, 2 more days of the camp, and then we're going to play games on Saturday. So we got today and tomorrow. Khalil Lawrence, who's a former standout basketball player. She's one of our guest speakers for the remainder of this week. Raven Fields, who played at Spencer High School. Khalil played at Kendrick and also went on to Mercer. And then Raven Fields, who's a Girls Inc. girl. She's going to come in and be a guest speaker as well. We still have that going on today and tomorrow. On Saturday, we'll play games, and they'll have a block party at the Elizabeth Cannon apartment complex for the kids and give out awards, food trucks, and all kind of things like that. They're still looking for sponsors. So if there's anybody out there that want to help, I tell you this, I take one more minute, DJ, to say this. If you're able to help out and help these kids and help Miss Ray and Miss Chandra and them who are put together, this thing is just not something they threw together. We had meetings after meetings after meeting about this thing and this camp for these kids. And I promise you, if you have anybody that anybody that would willing to help and sponsor it, it goes a long way. Because again, one of the late great friend of mine, I said it before, Dan Menifee said, if you don't pay for them now, you're gonna pay for them later. So at the end of the day, if you can help out with this camp, or you can get in touch with myself, I can pass on your information to Miss Ray, who's at the Housing Authority, to provide an opportunity for these kids and for them to continue doing things like that. But that's what we got for the next couple of days. And if anybody got a chance to come by and see, and just pull the kid to the side and tell them, hey, we're proud of you. You got a chance. You can make it. That's what we want.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of your morning.
All right, thank y'all.
All right, let's go from the south side to the east side, where WRBL sports director Jack Patterson is checking in. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's always a good day when I get to follow one of my former coaches. All right, what's good, fellas?
All right. I tell you, Mike has been around, man. He has touched a lot of lives.
Mine as well.
Hey, man, so listen, what's going on? I know that, obviously you're nipping at the butt trying to get ready and getting locked and loaded to get ready for high school football. But in the meantime, before that happens, it's inevitable. It's coming. But between that time, what are we doing?
DJ, I don't want to say it's coming. I say it's here.
Okay.
Like we are, locked and loaded. Like we've spent the last couple of days at high school media days in Opelika, and we had Central's media days yesterday as well. We'll have Muskogee County media days tomorrow and Brookstone's media days on Saturday. So I don't even want to say it's coming. For all intents and purposes, football's here. And, that's really what our main focus is going to be, moving forward is, getting people ready, because you think about it, 2 weeks from tomorrow, the prep zone's here. So, and 2 weeks from tonight, we're playing games that count. So, like I said, football's here. The countdown technically might be 2 weeks away, but for all intents and purposes, it's here.
Good deal. Now, you may mention that Central had their media day. Obviously, what were some of the takeaways? Who are some of the players to watch?
Well, obviously the big thing for Central this year is going to be the change at quarterback. We had Andrew Alford for the last couple of years, and Patrick Nix, he's getting ready. We had their quarterback on. You'll hear from him coming up to in the next couple of days on WRBL. But like I said, it's all about, for Central, it's not about rebuilding. It's about reloading. And they're still, they're still one of the top 60 schools in the country ranked by Max Preps, and there's a reason for that. And I don't think they're gonna miss a beat this year. They got a lot of kids that have been waiting in the wings to get their opportunity, and now it's their time to shine. So that's going to be something that we're going to be looking for with the Red Devils. And realistically, you can say that about a few other teams too. You can say that about the Auburn Tigers. You can say that about the Opelika Bulldogs as well. So I really do think that region in Class 7A in Alabama is going to be absolutely insane this year.
Unbelievable, Jack. Little League, we were talking about Phoenix City Little League. They're in the regionals, and we're cheering for them. They got Kenley Rasmus, who may be the best player on the team. That could be a national story. Are you going to be able to go cover them? What's y'all's thought with them if they make it a Williamsport?
That's up in the air right now, Thrift. It depends on, how far they go. And then if they make it, it's all about logistics at that point, because at that time, we'll also be covering high school sports and we'll be covering college sports as well. So it's all about logistics at that point, but we will see, and obviously everybody in the city, not just the city, but the area is pulling for the Phoenix City Little Leaguers to see if they can, go shock the world in Warner Robins over the next week or so and punch their ticket to Williamsport. It'd be really awesome to see, especially, we're 26 years after, the Rasmus family played such a huge part of, being a part of the U.S. title team in 1999. So, I can't wait. We'll be following their journey in Warner Robins. So that's something we'll definitely be doing. So, and obviously we want the kids to go out there, show up and show out, as they say.
Jack, tomorrow we have football media day for Muskogee County School District. 8 teams are going to be taking the podium. What are some things that you want to learn about the teams as far as getting prepared for media days tomorrow?
Well, Richard, there's storylines galore with the Muskogee County Public Schools this year. Obviously with Carver, you come off a state championship, but so much has changed since they hoisted the trophy on the field at the Benz in December. You got a new coach, you got a new coaching staff, you've got new players. So, like I said, a lot has changed. So I'm interested to see, what's their Carver's perspective going into the season, and then you got Spencer, who's been on that come up. Coach Kegler's been really building something special down there. I want to see if they're ready to take that next step, maybe towards a deep playoff run this year. And then you got schools like Northside and Shaw, ironically the rivals, but they've both been on the doorstep of, trying to, really break into something. They both got they've been developing the last couple of years. Coach Orpez, I think this is his 4th or 5th year at Northside. And then Coach Gardner, I think this is his 3rd season at Shaw. So, like I said, it's really about, seeing where teams are. And then you got Coach Wilden taking over at Hardaway. So seeing what they're about this year. And then you've got schools that are also trying to build something. You've got Kendrick with the 2nd year under their coaching staff. You got Coach Peters at Columbus in the 2nd year. All right. You've got Jordan in the 2nd year with their coach as well. So like I said, there's storylines for every school in the Muskogee County School District. So I'm really interested to see, how's the offseason has been and, what's their take as they get ready to go into the season.
Jack, a few more minutes here. I want to pivot and talk a little bit about the Atlanta Braves. We got some good news or some better news regarding Ronald Acuna Jr. So instead of worrying about the Achilles and all that thing, found out he has a grade A strain in his right calf, and that's a lot better news than worrying about trying to get over an Achilles injury.
It is great news because I know everybody was holding their collective breath, when they saw him go off the field the other night. So it's good news that it's just a strain. With that being said, that man does not need to see the field until he's healthy. Okay? There's no point of him. Listen, I know he's playing right now for the love of the game. Okay? Because he already missed time at the beginning of the year. So he's not trying to miss time, regardless of the record. Okay? And I can respect that. And I love that. Okay? And I love that about him. But at the same time, the man does not need to see the field until he is fully healthy. Okay, and that means he doesn't see the field till September. Fine. Okay, but he does not need to see the field until he is healthy. You do not want to jeopardize next year just because, we're trying to, feel some good vibes at the end of the year that has had none.
Absolutely. Jack, we appreciate everything that you do. And of course, don't think that we take you for granted. We love the fact that you are a major contributor to this show. Before you get out of here, let everybody know where they can find you on social media and when they can see you on television this evening.
Thank you, DJ, and I appreciate you guys letting me come on every couple of times a week, every week. Socials are right below my name. You can follow me on Twitter at @PattersonTV and the sports team at WRBL Sports. We're also on Facebook as well at WRBL News 3 Sports. And watch us on TV, WRBL News 3 here in the Chattahoochee Valley. We're on at 6 and 11 every night, and we'll have high school previews from now until the start of the season. So you can tune in any night. You'll be able to find it. Also, go on WRBL.com. Check out episode 3 of In the Trenches with the Harris County Tigers. Rex and Drew have been working their tails off on this project, and it's been fantastic. You don't want to miss it. You can go watch the episode that dropped yesterday, and then if you missed the first 2, you can also find them on there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, man, don't go far because, again, I'm telling you, we are going to be talking to one of the best quarterbacks in Georgia and in Alabama. His name is Bryson Riggins, and, man, talking about what he did last year. Don't go anywhere. Lean in. Make sure, tell a friend to tune in. We're going to take a break, Jack. And when we come back, we're going to have Bryson Riggins live and in color right here on the Sportsvisions Morning Show.
Representing Russell County.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be a big time playmaker for them this year. I can't wait to see what his year is going to look like for the Warriors.
Hey, man, thank you so much. All right, you're watching Facebook Live and you're listening to WLTC HD2, Sportsvisions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for making us your home for local, regional, national sports talk in the Chattahoochee Valley. This is Sportsvisions 92.1.
ProvidaFest, Indie Music and Arts Festival, is Saturday, August 16th at Woodruff Park in Uptown from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Rock out to live local artists, play fun field day games, enjoy delicious food trucks, and explore tons of cool vendors. General admission is just $30, but students score entry for only $20 with code STUDENT2025. You got friends? Groups of 3 or more pay just $15 per ticket. Grab yours now at ProvidaFest.com. ProvidaFest, the perfect way to wrap up your summer with good vibes, great music, and unforgettable memories.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Auto Nation's Columbus, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. We believe in giving people a break. Like $16,000 off a 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4. Or $21,000 off a 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona Scat Pack all-wheel drive. And if credit's been a struggle, don't stress. We've helped folks with no credit, bad credit, even bankruptcies. We're here to help, not judge. Looking for a solid used ride? We've got thousands at Auto Nation's Columbus, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. And with 2 locations in Columbus, we're closer than you think. Come see us. We'll treat you right.
WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good Thursday morning, everybody. We are so happy to be able to help you get your day started. I know that you might be walking, you might be on your way to work, you might be already sitting at the desk. You might just be waking up if it is summertime, just to have us on the radio listening and catching up on what happened yesterday and prior to. But we are so thankful that you are here with us on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Good Thursday morning. Tell you what, special thanks to Gwen Scott Williams with the SEC Network. He's the money guy. He's the guy that goes out and gets all the sponsorship dollars. He has a team of people, and they come up with the tens of millions of dollars that you have in sponsorship monies. And it was just so informative to go behind the scene, peel back the layers, and understand just how that thing works with the SEC Network this morning.
Yeah, he was fantastic, and I love being able to talk to Scotty.
Absolutely. Also, Mike Woods, our local guy. He's the sports director over with in the Girls Inc. and just got a phenomenal camp going on over there. It's a leadership and basketball camp, of course, orchestrated and put on by the Housing Authority as well as Girls Inc. And I salute you for allowing me to come over and speak to the kids on the day before yesterday. And it was a great, great opportunity. But thank you, Mike Woods, as our guest. Also, Jack Patterson, our sports director over at WRBL, of course, getting ready for the high school football season. And, of course, one of the features that we're doing here for the next week or so, we're going to talk to some of the top players in the state, in the area. And this morning is no different. Let's bring him on. He is Bryson Riggins. He's the star quarterback for the Russell County Warriors. And, again, good morning. How you doing, man?
Good morning, Coach. How y'all?
Wonderful, wonderful, man. A phenomenal season. Congratulations, man. Over 3,200 yards.
Wow.
40 touchdowns. 545 yards and 9 touchdowns in one football game. Who does that, Thrift?
Nobody. And I was calling that game too, by the way.
Well, Bryson, man, I tell you, obviously I know you're a humble young man, and we're so proud of you. Glad to have you on to introduce you to the Sports Visions Nation. But first of all, just, again, that performance last year, I know that that's in the review mirror for you, but I just got to get some comments on, again, did you think that you could pull off that record-breaking type of a season?
I think I could, being so that I put in all that work, that offseason leading up to that point. And just by going into that game, I wasn't even planning on doing that. I was just planning on playing my best, giving it all for the seniors because it was senior night. And, last year we kind of did something similar, so we just wanted to keep it going. And then as we got throughout that game, it just kept going. They wouldn't tell me my stats, but I just kept throwing touchdowns. And finally, at the end of the game, they told me my stats. I was like, it still ain't clicked. Until about 3 days later, I was like, ain't no way I did that.
That's awesome, man. And I would love for you to talk about your relationship with Coach Griggs and what he's meant to you and in your high school career, man.
Coach Griggs is a really great guy. He's definitely a player's coach. He goes to bat for his players on the field, off the field. You always can count on him. When I first transferred down here, he was the first person I talked to. He welcomed me in as I was already here. And, he's just a great guy.
We hear about, these numbers and these phenomenal performances, Bryson, but I want you to talk a little bit about it. Talk us through, the work that you put in, because obviously in order for you to perform like that, you didn't just wake up out of the bed and do it. You had some preparation. You trained, and, you had some people that were responsible for help getting you in a position to perform like that. So just back up a little bit and let's talk about the preparation, the training, and all the things that you have to do to get ready.
It started in the off season with just working out with the team, early mornings in the weight room, early morning runs, not off the field, but off season training with Coach Spivey. hitting the field every weekend, getting all out 7-on-7 work in, conditioning and stuff like that. And then getting some one-on-one training with my quarterback coach, Christian Cardwell, throughout the season, prepping me for games, watching film, stuff like that. So, defeat our opponent.
No, I love hearing that, man. Who's some of the quarterbacks you looked up to growing up? Was it anybody locally? Was it NFL guys, college guy? Who is it like when you look, I want to play like him when I get older?
I would say it's locally. Jalen Epps, he's not in the Army now, but he was the quarterback at Central High School. I always looked up to him.
When you talk about being the quarterback, you're the go-to guy. You're the leader. You're the guy that, they say the straw that stirs the drink. And as far as being a leader, you're not shied away from anything. Your performance is phenomenal. But this year is a whole new day. And again, those records and those performances from last year, obviously they're in the books. And what has to happen this year in order for you to put this team in a position to compete for a region championship and possibly a state championship?
Me being kind of much so the face of the team, I have to set the example on and off the field, in the classroom and on the field. So I got to be first in everything, working hard, making good grades, just by leading the team. And we got to do something different this year. We can't do what we did last year. We're going to get the same results. So we got to step it up a notch. So we got to go harder in the work. We're going to go harder in the field, make sure everybody grades up to par, and hope the season brings as well.
Tell you what, your junior year is always a huge year, and you did have a tremendous performance. But this year, your senior year, it's going to take a little bit more focus because obviously I know in the back of your mind, and I've been down this road before as well, is that, you're thinking about winning and you're thinking about producing at the highest level and helping your team win. But you're also thinking about the prospects of schools, you're getting the opportunity to go to the next level. How are you going to compartmentalize, and how do you stay focused on your job at hand without worrying about who's recruiting you and where you can have opportunity to advance and take your talents to the next level?
Realizing that without high school, I couldn't get to the college level. So I have to focus on where I'm at right now, going as hard as I can right now so I can get to that next level, and just staying patient, staying humble, weighing out my options and going with the best choice.
No, I love hearing that, man. I love your hard work. I love your effort. Talk about some of your teammates and shout them out. Your receivers that you got a great relationship with, that offensive line that gives you plenty of time. Shout out the guys that help make you successful, man.
First, I want to shout out my defense. Without defense, we got to get stops so we can get the chance to score. I want to shout out to Caden Jackson, Carlos Cotton, Tavion Davis, Eldred Page, Lamontez Pollard, Isaiah Thomas, Cameron Murray. It's just so many. Like I'm looking pretty good on defense. I'm pretty excited for them. As far as the offensive side, I got all my guys back: Jamar Burnett, Cedric Dupis, Noah Sterling, Quentin Lewis. We got a new running back coming up, Chris Lucas and Eugene Robinson. As far as the O-line, Daniel Horn, Chad Johnson, and Tad Daniels. We're looking pretty good this year.
Bryson Riggins is the starting quarterback from Russell County. Of course, he is a record-breaking, record-setting quarterback, and he's looking to have a state championship run here this season. But Bryson, as you think about, your journey, and I know that in this day and age, social media is, the epitome of recruitment, and it's the epitome of obviously putting your name or getting yourself out there. You do a great job, you and your parents both, of course, making sure that information is out there and talk about that process. How did you study? Do you study other people or the people who have been successful on social media who have played before you? Or how did you come up with your game plan as far as all the things that are put out on your behalf on social media?
I would say I kind of want to be the best version of myself. Kind of like want to be like another person or whatever. Just my mama staying hard on me, maintaining my 3.9 GPA. My stepdad, he's just being hard on me, staying focused in the weight room, on school, also on the field. Just, using the people around me as motivation, as listening to those guys that has been to the college level or the NFL level. Just hearing what they got to say. Like, I want to get there too, so I got to take what they're giving and pour it out on the field.
I tell you what, it's no doubt that you're the big man on campus at Russell County High School. When you're walking through the halls and people know your names, or when you're in the community and people can recognize you, How do you deal with that? Being a young guy, you're mature, but again, you're the man. You're the top one of the top quarterbacks in not only the state of Alabama, but you're one of the top quarterbacks in America. I saw one of the rankings. You're ranked 140 on the list of all the players in the country. Man, it's phenomenal. But how do you focus and how do you stay so grounded?
I'm thankful for all the rankings and stuff, but I kind of don't really get into that. I just want to play football. As far as handling the community and fans and friends and stuff like that, I'll never get too big. I once was one of those persons that looked up to somebody in the school, big in the school, or was just like one of the fans of somebody in the school. So I'll never get too big. I'm always gonna shake your hand. I'll never turn a cheek or walk away from you. I think I'm just too big of a person to, have a conversation with you. So anybody that wants to talk, I'll talk, shake a hand, take pictures, stuff like that. I'm all for it.
I love hearing stuff like that, man. That makes me happy. I want you to talk about your family, though, dude. You got to talk about people that have been instrumental in your life, that have helped you grow to the young man you are today as a senior at Russell County.
I started with my mom, probably my biggest influence, biggest motivation. I don't know where I'd be without her, so I'm very thankful for her for all she's done for me, bringing me to this world. Giving her all I got. Thank my stepdad for coming in and taking over that role and being the father figure in my life or whatever. I want to thank my dad for still being there for me, even though I don't live with him, but still taking on his role and doing the best he can. I want to thank my little sister for being there for me too. She just, man. I want to thank my stepbrothers too for supporting me at every game, supporting me on road trips, 7-on-7, all season work, and being there for me. And I want to thank my surrounding family for just being a big support system, coming to my games, sharing my social media posts, stuff like that. Just a big support system.
Bryson Riggins is our guest this morning on the Sportsvisions morning show. Bryson is a star quarterback with Russell County High School. And Bryson, routine is big when you are, of course, on this level now. And again, I know it's only a couple of weeks out before you guys start the season. But for the most part, this point on into the start of the first game and the snap of the first game, what's your plan? What do you do? I know school starts first, but give us some kind of idea of what your routine will be as the season approaches.
Right now, we on break. We start back practice Monday, but right now I'm just taking advantage of our break. Even though we're on break, I'm still working out at home, still going to the field, putting in that extra work, getting rest, stretching, stuff like that. As we lead up to our first game or whatever, it's going into a fall camp with the mindset of one game at a time. We got to do our best. No days off. Can't take nobody lightly. Just give everybody we got every Friday.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm going to leave you with this, and I want you to answer this question. At the end of the day, at the end of this season in particular, would you rather have gone undefeated and won a state championship, or would you have rather thrown for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns?
Undefeated and win a state championship.
Attaboy. We appreciate you. Hey, man, listen, I enjoyed you coming on board and, of course, educating and getting to know the Sportsvisions Nation. We wish you the best of luck, man, and I'll be watching you, man. Good luck to you.
Great job, Bryson.
Wonderful job, Bryson. I think that's a quarterback.
I think that's a quarterback that's well-spoken, and he has a great head on his shoulders, and he should have a phenomenal senior year.
All right. We're going to go ahead and take another break. You're watching Facebook Live, and you're listening to WLTC HD2, Sportsvisions 921. This is the Sportsvisions Morning Show.
Hey, it's Dan Patrick. Thanks for waking up with the Sportsvisions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Catch me at 9 a.m. every weekday morning, right here on Sportsvisions 92.1.
Good morning, I'm Rex Castillo. Here's a look at your morning headlines. Republican members of the Alabama State Legislature say they're ready to implement new policies after attending the White House Leadership Conference in Washington. Following the conference, some representatives want to help the Trump administration implement policies on the state level, like removing candy from SNAP-eligible foods. Others are concerned with some of the policies and the cuts made by the administration. Meanwhile, the intense heat is also impacting inmates at the Muskogee County Jail. According to Sheriff Greg Countryman, the jail has been having air conditioning issues in some areas. The jail is providing cold beverages and fans, and they're allowing inmates to come into an open area to stay cool. Columbus has been named the freestyle kayaking capital of the United States. In addition, the Fountain City was awarded the International Canoe Federation's first ever Center of Excellence designation. Columbus is set to host the 2028 and 2029 Freestyle Kayaking World Cup events. Officials say this cements the city's role as a global hub for elite paddlers. From WRBL News 3, I'm Rex Castillo. Have a great rest of your day.
Good Thursday morning. We are off to a cloudy and humid start yet again with those readings in the mid to upper 70s. And this afternoon, expect a mix of sun and clouds as a few of those clouds mix out with those highs in the mid 90s. Expect heat index values to climb again over the triple digit mark. We do have a heat advisory expiring at 8 p.m. later tonight. We're going to round out the week with mid to low 90s before cooler air arrives for the weekend with highs in the 80s.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
AutoNation's Columbus, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. We believe in giving people a break. Like $16,000 off a 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4. Or $21,000 off a 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona Scat Pack all-wheel drive. And if credit's been a struggle, don't stress. We've helped folks with no credit, bad credit, even bankruptcies. We're here to help, not judge. Looking for a solid used ride? We've got thousands at AutoNation's Columbus, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. And with 2 locations in Columbus, we're closer than you think. Come see us. We'll treat you right.
This is Secret Clinical dominating extra stinky stress sweat. And this is regular deodorant. Secret Clinical in a heat wave. Oh, what a beautiful day. This is regular deodorant. Ugh, I can't. Secret Clinical with workout sweat. Let's run another marathon. And regular deodorant. How much more? Secret is the GOAT because nothing fights sweat better. Stay fresher under pressure.
Hey, college football fans, vote for me. My name is Doug Jeffcoat. I'm the #1 fan for the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. I'm part of the Kickoff for a Cause benefiting the Ann Elizabeth Shepherd Home. I know you're out there because I passed a Gamecock tag on my way to the radio station. Kickoff for a Cause will be held on August 21st at 6 p.m. at the Cunningham Center. For tickets or more information, go to www.twincedars.org/events. Let's go, Gamecocks, and let's show them what it's all about here in Columbus, Georgia.
Provide-A-Fest Indie Music and Arts Festival is Saturday, August 16th at Woodruff Park in Uptown from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Rock out to live local artists, play fun field day games, enjoy delicious food trucks, and explore tons of cool vendors. General admission is just $30, but students score entry for only $20 with code STUDENT2025. You got friends? Groups of 3 or more pay just $15 per ticket. Grab yours now at ProvideAFest.com. Provide-A-Fest, the perfect way to wrap up your summer with good vibes, great music, and unforgettable memories.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd, 12 to 3 on Sportsvisions 92.1. Now back to the Sportsvisions morning show. Here's Carver Tigers legend DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the Sportsvisions morning show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer. Really impressed, and big shout out to, of course, Bryson Riggins, man, the quarterback, senior quarterback over at Russell County. You know, we talk to high school student athletes quite a bit, you know, and again, he you know, that conversation with him, he seemed to have been so poised and very, very articulate with regards to explaining exactly what he wants to do, knowing exactly how he needs to do it, and I was really, really impressed by, you know, his presentation.
Yeah, that's one of the better interviews that we have done with a high school athlete. We were talking about that off air. I was very impressed, DJ.
Absolutely. And then we'll have an opportunity to talk to some other athletes here in the next couple of weeks here. We want to talk to some of the superlatives, some of the elite guys that will be looked upon. And though Bryson put in the work last year, I don't think that those numbers that, you know, we threw out there. I mean, 40 touchdowns for a high school quarterback in a, 10, 11 game season, man. It's unbelievable. And the one performance, though, that sticks out, I don't care if you're playing Pee Wee League. If you throw 9 touchdowns and over nearly 550 yards in a ball game. I don't care what level, that is impressive, Thrift.
No, 100% it's impressive, and it's gonna be hard to top because everybody knows he can sling that thing all over the field. But man, it just shows you it's not about height, it's not about size, it is about will, determination, and he has all those things. And I hope that he gets an opportunity at the next level.
And as being a former quarterback, I love the fact that he has touch on the ball. He has great precision. He spins it, man. I mean, the deep ball is not a problem at all. But also, you know what? If he has to use his legs, which he can do that as well. But looking for some wonderful things. Somebody's going to get a damn good football player from this kid when he gets at the next level.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we're going to be cheering for him just like we are right now.
All right. So 706-324-1420 is the number to call if you want to pursue an opportunity to maybe suggest some of the top players in the league, or at least some of the top players in high school football in our area. But we're going to be talking to several of them. And again, we want to appreciate Thrift on the chat. We had some folks that I want to check in with at this particular time, because these folks have been patient, been diligent, and been really loyal.
Yeah. So Stanley Crowell always says, good morning. Welcome to Thursday. Ricky Rogers says, happy Thursday, Sports Visions. Curtis Boswell says, good morning, guys. Be blessed. We haven't heard from this guy in a minute. Javar Rakestraw says, good morning, brothers. Do I smell football? You do.
Yes.
Natoya Bush Stinson says, good morning. Marquia Sank says, Phoenix City, Alabama. It's my old hometown. They made a whole song about that. Marquia Sank says, don't forget you announced Big County, Russell County football. Mitchell Crow says, fire, talking about Bryson Riggins. Reggie Lyle says, that's my QB. Coach is proud of you. And of course, Curtis Broswell says, great guy and a love for people.
Good deal. I know, still reeling over, of course, the interview with Bryson Riggins. And I know that, those are the things that you can do with a live and local show, of this magnitude. Again, you can bring in some of the top talent, some of the kids that are really, really making a difference, and you can be up close and personal, and you can feel like, you know these kids without meeting them because of what we're able to do on this platform.
Exactly right. And get that, showcase their personalities, make them feel comfortable. And that's exactly what just happened with Bryson.
And again, the takeaway is that, again, I'm as far as Georgia, Alabama Sports Live and all the games that you streamed, all the games that you call, these are the things, the more you know and about the athletes and the kids that you're talking about,
it's helping.
It helps. And
big time.
Knowing just that much more about Bryson and having this experience, it really, I can say professionally, I would have a good time calling his games. Now, he has to put the work in and he has to get the job done on the field. But in the midst of that, throwing in the intangibles, like, this kid is not only a great football player, but he has a 3.9 GPA. And I don't want that to get past us. But, all of those things and the way he was able to conversate with us, a lot of kids have problems with, being shy. I know that social media has brought them out a lot more, but still it's easy to hide behind the keyboard and text and do that kind of thing. But to come face to face and to know that tens of thousands of people could possibly be watching you and on every word that you say, that's a strain in itself. And it's not easy. Obviously, we make it look easy, and we've been doing it a long time. But for a kid that, is pursuing his dream in high school, athletics, it's a different story.
Yeah, it most definitely is, man. And I just, again, was beyond impressed. And that's the part I want to learn more stories and stuff about these kids to be able to talk about on the broadcast.
Absolutely. Again, hey, listen, when we were talking about the Braves, and I want to go back to the Braves because, again, I am glad that this information that we got on Ronald Acuna Jr. is not as bad as we had initially reported. Obviously, right out the bat, without any scans or any x-rays or anything of that nature, it was thought that he had an Achilles issue, maybe a tear, rupture of some sort. But the tests have been ran, and of course, it was found out that he just had a grade A strain in his right calf. And I say that not that I'm trying to get you to talk about the Braves. I'm saying that because his trade value or his market value, and he as a professional baseball player, because again, 2 knee surgeries and to dodge a bout with an Achilles issue, I tell you what, that was a godsend that that report is not as bad or as detrimental as we initially thought.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I keep going back to the trade value and getting the most out of him, because no matter what, though, he's still injury prone, and you're going to give that man that much money when you don't even give guys like Freddie Freeman, who never got injured, that much money. I think it's going to be tough.
The trade deadline is at 6 p.m. tonight, Thrift. So, again, we're not hoping for it, but obviously it's still a possibility because obviously that door is still, or that window is still open until 6 o'clock. The trade deadline is today, Thursday, July 31st, 6 p.m. this afternoon.
And I'm going to take, like, with Jack, what's the point of playing him and rushing him back? Why do you need him? Why do you want him to play? The season's done. I just let him take the rest of the year off, regroup, make sure he gets fully healthy, and then we're back to ready to rock and roll for next year.
It's easier said than done. I know when you're a young player like he is, and of course, coming and having to sit after that surgery and repairing his knee, again, he fought like hell to get back. And, if he, can get well in a couple of weeks or a week or whatever it takes and to finish out the season, this guy wants to get his reps in. He wants to get his swings in. And again, I know that, he has the power, and he's ultimately in charge of letting the team know. And if they don't want that smoke. Right. You don't want that smoke. I mean, if you're one of your superstar players, say, look, I'm going to play. I'm going to play. I mean, it's going to be hard. He being so young, but I want you to understand that he did sit out a considerable amount of time last year. So it's going to be even harder for a young guy. I can see if he was a little long in the tooth and, was in his the late 30s, but this guy he's not even at his prime yet. He's just approaching his prime. And it's going to be hard for somebody to take away something that you love so much and that you're so good at. It's bigger than money.
It is, and I know it's tough to say you're ready to give up a guy that's just now getting in his prime. But again, the injury is what bothered me. But you're right; he's probably going to take some time off here the next couple of weeks, and maybe when September comes before the end of the season, maybe get a couple weeks left, get some reps in and get him ready for next year.
But to your point of sitting him down, and obviously the season is in the bag. I mean, realistically, the Braves have lost 10 out of their last 13 ball games.
Right. And, the Braves, this is a business decision for them. They should not want him to play. I get the player side. I'm talking about from the Braves side. And the Braves have been terrible, man. They've just been – this is the worst Braves team we've seen since 2016. It's been a long time. Still way too much talent. So this is just a disappointment more than anything. So hopefully, Anthopoulos, I trust him. He's going to have to do a lot of work this offseason.
Indeed. Let's shift gears again to, media days that is going on for high school football. We are approaching the season. In a couple of weeks, we are going to be front and center of broadcasting and talking about the games as they approach. But these media days are very, very instrumental and very vital to, the season. And of course, as a broadcaster, you can, as a fan, you can know the surface things, but as a broadcaster, Thrift, and we can't talk about it enough. When you sit in that room on Friday, and as we've, as you'll sit in some of the rooms on Saturday, and other schools that have these media days, is very, very vital for you to get a good understanding, not of just who the best players are, but the depth charts, the strengths and weaknesses of a team, the new coaches, the new philosophies, the new cultures, all the changes that have gone on over the year, over the course of the offseason. That's important. And again, that's information that not only you need to know to give a great broadcast, but it's also news and information that the community needs to know.
100%, man. So I'm hoping because we're sending out flyer. That's a form that all coaches can fill out with rosters and everything else, because I want to make sure we are successful for this upcoming year, because there's nothing worse than going on max preps and seeing things that are not right. And I know that is a big thing, because I know Alabama, they have to upload theirs to a thing called Dragonfly. For GIAA, they're max preps. For GHSA, they have to do it for the GHSA and max preps. I mean, I know the coaches feel like we got to always upload things, but that's how it is, man. It's how it is.
And for you folks just joining us, we got to put this disclaimer out there. Thrift right now, he's battling some throat issues right now.
Yeah.
He had a bottle of hot broken glass that has got a tore his throat up, and he's because I know people are saying, "Is that Thrift?" That doesn't sound like Thrift. And for the folks that actually see us on Facebook, but those folks that are joining us on the air, radio, of course, through the signal, they don't have the opportunity to see you, Thrift, and to hear you. And but I'll let you explain exactly what you're dealing with.
Yeah, my voice just giving out right now. I don't think I've ever, knowing in my voice too, how, let me knock on wood. It usually doesn't take me a lot of time. After about a day, it heals quickly. Let's hope that continues, but that means I can't put any more strain on it. So luckily, this is not in the middle of football week, which means I would have a game tonight and then a game tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know if I could make it, but thankfully I got a couple weeks to kind of get my legs underneath me and get my voice back.
All right. With that said, we're going to take a break so we can help you get a little bit of a break on that strain on your voice. You're watching Facebook Live and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. We are your hometown sports guys.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Minor League Baseball is back in Columbus. Catch Clingstone's baseball every night on Sports Visions 92.1. Your home for the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer, the Dan Patrick Show, The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and the Paul Feinbaum Show.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Vote for me. I'm Will Bergen. I'm the #1 fan for Vanderbilt University at the Kickoff for a Cause benefiting the Ann Elizabeth Shepherd Home. I'm the first Vanderbilt fan that they've had, and I'm excited to represent my school and my team. Kickoff for a Cause will be held August 21st at 6 p.m. at the Cunningham Center. For tickets and to vote for me and more information, go to www.twincedars.org/events. I am proof that there are Vanderbilt fans. Go Doors!
Attorney advertising. Georgia. Attorney 770 Good Law Car Accident Lawyers. Paid after dramatization. Top Dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
You see what they doing to Top Dog? They trying to get him out of here. He made America's most wanted. It was a picture of a dog. Me and Top Dog sitting back laughing about it. Like, remember how it started? Remember the first person you bit? Remember what happened? We was in court. They was fighting you. They ain't want to give you the money. So you said, give it to me or else I'ma bite you or else. They ain't believe you. You bit him. The whole court was mortified. You bit him. Client was happy, doing a happy dance, got a lot of money. He was doing America's Most Wanted. You're the dog everybody call. If they get into an accident, any accident, top dog law.
Lori's Furniture Express, your express way to save.
Wow, it's that time of year again, back to college, and time to get those dorm rooms and apartments ready. And Goree's has a great selection of sleeper sofas, rugs, twin, full, and queen-size mattresses and beds in stock. Everything to complete your furniture needs. And remember, you can get it to go. And that's only at Goree's, Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
Your home for the Dan Patrick Show, 9 to 12 on Sportsvisions 92.1. Now back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Here's former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer. Big shout out to Richard Holdridge, who had to leave us a little bit earlier, had to go and handle his daddy duties. Of course, he's a girl dad, and of course, we wish him the great rest of this day. And of course, I want to welcome you back to the final half or final two segments of the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Listen, Thrift, I know, again, special shout out to not only Bryson Riggins, but also Mike Woods over at Girls Inc., as well as Scott Williams with the SEC Network, Jack Patterson at WRBL Sports Director. It's a lot of things going on in the news right now, and I know that the most prevalent is football season is approaching. But, here's a situation that we've been talking about for the last several weeks. I know that Shannon Sharp, the Hall of Fame tight end, of course, and the star of Club Shay Shay, and he also was a sidekick with, again, Stephen A. Smith on ESPN's First Take, had some transgressions that he had to step down and leave the air for airwaves for away back in April or May of some sort. But had a situation with a young lady that was not becoming of who he is as a professional, and needed to take care of his legal responsibilities. Well, it was released, a little bit about a week ago that he has lost his court settlement with this young lady, and he has to pay her a king's ransom. I've heard as much as $50 million. Is that what the settlement? But whatever it is, the bottom line is that as great as Shannon Sharp has been on the football field and in the broadcast booth, this puts a little damper on him. But not only is it putting a damper on him, his brother, Sterling, was going to be inducted into the NFL, or at least the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And Sterling was going to be, I'm sure, inclusive of bringing his brother Shannon in to be a part of him in the celebrations, because, again, those two grew up not only as brothers, but they were the best friends. And, of course, Shannon is endeared to his brother, and he makes it known that his brother was his hero. His brother was the reason why he played football. And, of course, we know Sterling being the great player that he was for the Green Bay Packers going in. His day, it was coming on. The NFL Hall of Fame game is coming up real soon on, is it Thursday night? Or is it? Okay. But the fact of the matter is that, this negative information and negative news has overshadowed what in Shannon's mind, what was supposed to be intended for his brother and his family's weekend. And I don't blame anybody other than Shannon for, this happening. He wanted ESPN has come out in earlier in the week and decided that they were going to part ways. They basically fired him from his responsibilities with the station and with Stephen A. Smith on the First Take. And again, we understand, obviously, after settling and admitting his guilt in settling, that that's not what the networks, appreciate. So with all of that said, Shannon has nobody to blame but himself, Thrift. And I say it a lot without saying, again, I hate it for Sterling, and Sterling will still be respected. But I think a lot of the focus and attention that would normally go to Sterling and all the Pro Football Hall of Famers that are being inducted, this week, that story of course, of them letting him go, and of course, the transgressions that he chose to pursue will overshadow the greatness of his brother being enshrined into the Hall of Fame.
That's what he doesn't like, and he blames ESPN for that, but I think that's his own fault for doing it. Remember, he has not been on there since April, and his contract ends for Nightcap and Club Shay Shay. They are being distributed by the Volume. That's who puts out his content to get as many views as he does. And they were closing in on $100 million deal, and now it has been reported that may be on hold, and his deal with Volume ends at the end of August. So his podcasts and stuff are going to be up for grabs. Now somebody's going to grab him. People still watch his show.
Oh yeah,
that's not the point. But talking about a kind of a fall from grace in the national spotlight, he went from Skip Bayless to ESPN, and we thinking he's in the pinnacle with his, podcasting. He's going in there with Steven, and then everything just gone downhill ever since. And he did it to himself. I think this is he should have been smarter than what he was, especially where he's at in his career with his the way his brand is. So I hate it for him, but it is what it is. He's got to accept the consequences, but he's still making a lot of money, DJ.
He is making a lot of money. He has made a lot of money. But again, I think, at the end of the day, and people can talk about money all you want, but as great as Shannon Sharpe has been for young black men and, of course, athletes all over the world. And again, coming out of course, South Carolina State, HBCU, being drafted and to raise his play and to rise amongst the ranks in the National Football League. He's got so many reasons for us to celebrate and be proud of him. And, again, he has this fall from grace. And obviously, for those people who don't know, he had some transgressions with a much younger woman. I think Shannon is in his mid to late 50s, and he's had an affair with a young lady that was not an affair, but a relationship with a young lady that was much younger, in her 20s, I think it was. And matter of fact, she was a fan page or something, model or something of that nature. Are you familiar with the fan page?
Yeah, OnlyFans. She has a major page. She makes good money too, but she's looking for $50 million.
Well, again, she makes good money. You said that together, which means she makes good money when she was on the fan page only deal as a model, but she also now has this relationship with Shannon, and she's now been able to trump whatever she made with this internet site to, of course, winning what she accused him of rape and won in a settlement that he obviously settled to give her $50 million. Now, $50 million, is that straight up? I don't know, but if it's $10 million, if it's $1 million, it's more than I can understand, because with $50 million and a choice of dealing with a young girl and with a man that's mature. Now, I know people make mistakes, and I know I'm not one that I'm not perfect. I didn't check all the boxes myself, but for Shannon to be in a position that he's in a national spotlight, one of the greatest players to have ever played, inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, of course, wealth beyond, generational wealth. But $50 million to go and to pay for a mistake where he could have donated, and I heard this and I read this with regards to, that amount of money, and again, it means a lot. But again, to those that really understand, $50 million, do you not know that several HBCUs don't have an endowment for scholarships that, let me just put it this way. Do you know how you could help HBCUs? And he is a HBCU graduate of South Carolina State. Also, is it South Carolina or Savannah State? Savannah State. But do you know how many endowments in the HBCU system that $50 million would send and pay for and educate, some students? Now he's done this on some transgressions. He's thrown this money out there, and again, that's what people are saying. That's what the mature people are saying about it, is that, this has been irrational. What was he thinking? Did he lose his mind for a minute? Now, I'm not gonna pounce on him because nobody's perfect, but this is another one of those situations where you get to a point in your life, and you need to sit your ass down. You need to settle down. And just live and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And again, chasing young girls and all of that stuff. I mean, teach his own. But again, when you have that much, and a lot of people say, well, he had money, he could do it. Yeah, he had money. But think about it, $50 million. Do you know how much money? His kids, his family, those HBCUs, the good he could, and he's still going to do some good because he has done some excellent things. But $50 million, Thrift.
Yeah, so that was what she asked for. The total amount has not came out yet. The lawyer did not want to, but it is dismissed with prejudice, means that she can't go to another court in another state where they also did what they did to try to get more money from him. So she has dismissed it. So obviously she got paid handsomely. Rumor has it she retired now from OnlyFans.
I'm sure she did.
She doesn't need that. So she what an idiot. I'm sorry. Shannon should have known better.
Yeah.
He should have known,
right?
Like, you don't trust anybody, and you dang sure don't trust someone you ain't got a real relationship with.
Right.
I never understood it. But hey, listen, when you get to that point where you got that notoriety, that type of money, you think you're invincible. You think you're all powerful. Everybody loves Shannon. No one talks bad about Shannon. Now Shannon's going to have to deal with this, and he did. He hurt his checkbook.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to say this, and we're going to go to the final break of the day. You know what, Shannon, we understand and we get it. But to Sterling, obviously,
I hate it for him.
It's not going to take anything away from me. And I know even if Shannon was on stage to help him present and to pull off the cover off of his of the bust that they're going to have, you know what, I understand because again, not that I'm any different than anybody else, but those two were brothers and have been brothers. They still love each other. And what he did, what Shannon did, is still not going to take away from me celebrating Sterling going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I completely agree. And I just hate that this has got to be talked about right now, but who cares? When you're looking at Sterling, you don't say, man, Sterling, he don't deserve that because Shannon Sharp just settled with this lady out of court. No, I don't think anybody's about to say that. Sterling was still a heck of a player in his day.
All right. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the day. You are watching Facebook Live and you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 921. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show.
I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh, yeah. I get my from California. That's that. I took my chick up to the north, yeah.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the AHSAA, are the 138,000 high school sports students in Alabama. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, soccer, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, administrators, and officials. We stand for the swimmers, football players, and wrestlers. We stand for the golfers, softball, and volleyball players. We stand as the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Get your business on Sports Visions 92.1 now. Become a sponsor of the all-new Sports Visions Morning Show, The Dan Patrick Show, Colin Cowherd, or The Paul Feinbaum Show. Call DJ Jones at 706-681-1136. That's 706-681-1136. Your home for local, regional, and national sports coverage. Sports Visions 92.1.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Covering local and national sports. This is the Sports Visions Morning Show on Sports Visions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Sports Visions Morning Show. DJ Jones, Thrift Barringer. Big shout out to Bryson's Riggins, who was the quarterback for the Russell County Warriors. Man, just had an outstanding junior season, getting ready for his senior season coming up here in just a few weeks to kick it off. And, man, I tell you, was really impressed with Bryson, his intelligence, the way he was able to present himself to the Sports Visions Nation this morning. Thrift, the sky is the limit for this young man.
Yeah, he is, man, and he was absolutely fantastic in his interview.
Absolutely. Jack Patterson checking in, of course. Mike Woods over at Girls Inc., thank you so much. And our guy, Scott Williams, he gave us the scoop on the SEC Network and, of course, all that it takes to run that train. Of course, the SEC Network with all the great things that they're able to do in college football. We've seen this, and it's only been a few years. There are about 7-8 years that the SEC Network has been, in existence. And to know that it's climbed to the top of the rank as far as the networks in college football.
Yeah, it is turned into a cash cow, and that is off of the leadership of and direction of Scott Williams. And I love that he's a part of the Sports Vision Nation.
Absolutely. You know what, in trying to figure out what we want to talk about here the last few minutes of the Sports Visions morning show today. And I know that, tomorrow's Friday and we're looking forward to an excellent show in the morning. But, in conclusion to what we talked about today, I think that, again, the great news is even though it's not the story to talk about as far as the Braves are concerned, but the individual, Ronald Acuna Jr. We dodged a bullet here with this one. And, you talk about the scare. When you first heard it the other day, Thrift, that he had an injury and he's going to be put on the 10-day list and injured list. And it was an Achilles. I mean, there was a lot of rough information out there, a lot of incomplete stories regarding it. But to know that he just has a grade A mild strain in his right calf, man, you have to be happy. Not so much for the Braves, but for Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yeah, he can't catch a break, it seems like, man. This guy's always getting hurt, and he's already had 2 season-ending injuries. We were about to make it 3 in the last 5 years. That's not a good sign, DJ. So glad that he's been having something. This is not something that's going to affect him for next year. And that's why I'm like, why even take the chance and having him come back and have him get hurt and affect start of next year? Even if you don't trade him, you want to bring him back. We want him fully healthy to start April. We don't want to start the season like we did this year. Oh, and what was it, 9 or 10, whatever it was. We were terrible. Still are.
In your heart of hearts, did you really think, now that the trade deadline is at 6 o'clock this afternoon, but in your heart of hearts, did you really think that Anthopoulos and, of course, the leadership of the Braves were looking to move this guy?
In my opinion, if I'm Anthopoulos, I am, because his contract is coming up, and I don't know if I want to pay him $500 million and lose out on an opportunity to build an incredible roster. The reason why they won a championship 2021, they didn't have anybody that was paid that much, and they were able to go keep O'Reilly, keep Albies, have Freeman, and then Freeman left because you want to be able to keep Albies and Acuna. And then if you sign Acuna, you're not going to be able to keep a lot. You're not going to be able to bring in a lot. And just because how the Braves are, I feel like you probably need to trade him. Otherwise, you're going to lose him to the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, any of those that have the $500 million checkbooks that the Braves apparently don't want to pay.
Wow. That's a lot said. And again,
I would trade him.
You would trade him.
I would, because I don't think that he's the type of player that is going to age gracefully if his 20s had 2 already season-ending injuries. I just look at years past, look at other players. When they get to 32, it's downhill after that. Most guys are not playing and at an elite level at 36, 37, 38 years old in Major League Baseball. So if you're going to sign them that 10-year deal, DJ, you got to make sure that you're going to at least get 5 years out of it.
Yep, that leaves us something to think about. Hey, and last but not least, of course, Jalen Walker. I may mention that he's been missing in action in the Atlanta Falcons training camp, man, practices. Now, does that throw anything at? I mean, does that throw up any red flags for you?
A little bit, but I also know why they're taking precaution, because he is their first-round pick, and they want him to be as successful as possible. But it's never good when you start your career off with an injury. So hopefully this is something that doesn't linger. They get past it, and he'll be still fully available all season long.
Good deal. Hey, check this out. We've had an incredible day. I tell you, man, it's already gone, man. We are here at the end of the show. You hear the music. You know what that means. That's going to do it for this edition of the Sports Visions Morning Show. On behalf of Thrift Barringer, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball.
I need you in the morning, but I need you now. Yeah.
You've been listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show with DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. Brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. This is Sports Visions 92.1.
Time is of the essence. I try to teach you, but I need some lessons. I need to give it all. I try to live, but I can't. I don't know why you're the one. Turn me out of my mind.